Indeed, we are ready to go on this Tuesday afternoon. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello hopefully joins us in the 3 o'clock hour. But you're right now tuned in to some Gwynn and Chris.
That open we've been playing for a while now. The dude wipe thing. It didn't shame anyone in this building out of using community dude wipes.
It does not.
You weren't here one of the days, but I went in there and the dude wipes were in the middle of the two stalls on the ground, like they were sharing.
But back and forth.
I always think Chris goes, "You use something moist." Well, I mean, what is he using? Like a corn cob? I mean, come on. What is he thinking? Like, I don't understand it every time I hear it, and I've never been able to comment on it.
You finally got that off. Again,
Yes.
when Chris is not here, you're typical.
Oh, I
time,
would say that in front of him.
but you haven't. You've been listening to it for quite some time.
That's true.
How long have you had that thought?
Basically since the beginning.
Oh, remember to listen around 5:35 for us to announce today's biggest fan for a chance to qualify qualify for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a future Padre game with all the fan staff, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. It's great. It seems like, well, before I get into that, Sam Dykstra, MILB, will join us in this 2 o'clock hour. Talk a little bit about the Padres farm system, some of the draft picks that have just been drafted, the expectations moving forward. We'll have a fantabulous sports game show if Chris shows up on time.
I've been tracking his flight.
How's his flight looking?
Delayed.
Is it really?
But it's in the air, so at least he's not like still waiting to take off. He's got
like, how long delayed? Because they can make up time in the air.
They can. It says that he's going to get there 18 minutes past his time, so not too terrible. But you know that he's sweating it out. And my little app even tells me he's at 28,000 feet right now. You know he's sweating it out right now.
For sure.
Watching
it's all out of his hands. So a possible fantabulous sports game show. We got Chris versus the fans. We got Gwynn versus the fans today. JD Luster will join us in the 4 o'clock hour. Remember, Aztecs head to where are they playing? Arizona? Is it in Arizona?
Well, they play Air Force tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. They got Air Force tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Later on this week, they head to Arizona. They will face the Arizona Wildcats there at the second game this week. So they'll have one conference game, one non-conference game this week, but we'll get a chance to talk to JD Luster.
It's a good test for them. I mean, they're facing the number one team in the country.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, before they get to that, they need to go ahead and take care of business in conference because this game is important from that standpoint. According to Yahoo Sports, Greg.
Yes.
Dream scenario for the Padres would be to trade their $280 million shortstop. You know who they're referring to?
I was going to make a joke, but no. Xander Bogaerts is who they're referring to.
Yes, indeed. I'm assuming this would be something that they're looking to do.
To shed his salary.
Why would they want to shed his salary, Scrape?
Well, because everything is pointing towards them wanting to cut salary and the sale of the team and the performance might not be living up to the number of years. I went down a
if indeed this rumor is true, maybe that is what it's pointing to, what you're saying.
Yeah, I went down a rabbit hole on this, and then I started looking around, and in 2026, is a $25 million Xander Bogaerts actually a bad contract? And I have to say, maybe slightly bad. But if Ha-Seong Kim is getting 1 year, $20 million,
what is your proof?
Ha-Seong Kim getting $20 million for 1 year with the Braves. Maybe Xander Bogaerts' contract is actually a good deal for them this year. Like, I'm not talking about the rest of it. I'm just talking about, do you think Xander would get $25 million on the open market if he was a free agent for next year?
I mean, if Ha-Seong Kim's getting 20, how many games he played last year?
Not enough.
What did Ha-Seong? Let's not do the let's go ahead and just look it up. Here we go. Baseball reference. Ha-Seong, 234, 5 homers, 40 hits, 171 ABs, 304 OPP, an OPS of 649.
That's $20 million right there.
That's 20 mil, dog.
These prices this year, I'm happy for the players, but these prices are getting crazy. I mean, you were out when Tyler Rogers was signed to 3 years, $37 million by the Blue Jays.
Ha-Seong had an OPS
of 649.
OPS plus of 83.
So the answer is yes, Xander Bogaerts would get. Well, okay, let me go.
Xander Bogaerts had an OPS plus of 99.
Wow, good for him.
OPS of 720. So I guess so. Yeah. I mean, if we're solely basing it off of Ha-Seong Kim.
Because I'm getting the DMs about Xander's contract is going to sink this team. And so I wanted to come up with a different perspective on it, which is his contract this year is not going to sink the team.
Do they mean with it? Do they mean that money could be used elsewhere?
Yes. Okay. Yes. But who is in the organization right now that would play shortstop? It's really funny because Leo DeVries was there, but
it'd probably be Jackson. Or
so if Xander moves out, you think they're going to move Jackson?
No, I'm saying if had that never had taken place.
Gotcha.
You know, Jackson's not blocked at that point, and I don't know that it necessarily means Jackson would have been good enough defensively to be there. But had they not signed Bogaerts, that very well could have been what the next move was.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about the length of the contract because I think winning is now. Some people think that the window for this team is a few years out, but I think you have to win now.
Yes.
Like the window, some people think could go 3 years.
At this point, you can't predict there's a lot of uncertainty for next year, right? Versus, 2 years.
In what way?
I mean, who's going to own the team?
Yeah. Okay. I thought we were talking. Yeah.
Who's going to be your GM? I mean, you don't know a lot of that. So I don't know. Yes, the window is now, but based on and it's early, it's December, whatever. Padres have last 2 off seasons made moves extremely late in the process. So the off season's not over, but to this point, every rumor that we've heard and how the Padres are operating and the lack thereof of movement would suggest that maybe the sell is something that is going to kind of pause things for a little bit.
I also think AJ Preller deals at spring training anyway, so that's why
what I just said. They've made deals the last couple of years really late. I mean, even Manny, when he signed, it was spring training had already started.
You were already there, right?
Yes.
Trevor makes a good point on the chat. One WAR is worth $8 million as per Fangraphs, so X is paid appropriately. I'm just I just don't want to go into another year where we're complaining about Xander again.
Get ready, buddy. If maybe not. Maybe Xander has the full season in which he had the last half where he was swinging the bat well.
Yeah, he was swinging the bat well. He was huge for them in the second half. Yeah. I mean, if that's the Xander that we get for a full season, I mean, there's also, I think that's a well-paid $25 million shortstop if he can do what he did at the end of last year.
I think what is encouraging about Xander to me is that he swung the bat better second half, but I didn't think as you got older you could really improve defensively. I thought he definitely improved defensively. As you get older, you usually start to kind of lose your quickness. I don't know. He seemed better. And maybe it was just that he regressed the 2 previous years, but he looked noticeably better at shortstop last year. So,
not to mention, this dude plays through injuries. He's got good bones, he said.
At least the ones that he can't play through, right?
Yeah, true. Shoulder blade and then what was it? A broken foot?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
After refusing to wear a guard there for a while too, if I'm not mistaken. They fouled the ball off of it a couple of times before that. He was like, "No, I'm not wearing it."
Were you a guard guy?
I didn't like wearing them either.
Why?
I mean, once I beat it up to where I couldn't play, no, I put it on at that point. It's just it feels heavy. It's heavy. It's for somebody who considers himself be able to run. I don't want any extra weight. I'm trying to get where I'm going. So
I guess it kind of feels bionic a little bit.
a little bit. It's not normal.
Tyler says there's very few players in MLB where you get the best version of them all season long. The most important thing for this team is guys that can show up in October, and I think X showed that in 2025.
That's a fair assessment
yes.
for sure. Yeah, I listen. It's for Xander. It is he got his deal. That's going to be the shortstop. If they could move him, they may try to, but again, this is the time is now. You know, you only want to be making moves at this point that you feel like are helping you this year.
Yeah, you know? I definitely agree with that.
So let's mosey on the break. We got more.
We're gonna mosey.
We have more of Padre talk on the other side. Ramon Laureano, who I have grown quite fond of. I think everybody has.
Yeah,
quite frankly,
top Ramon.
by the way he plays.
Yeah.
Razor Ramon. He may very well be on the block. We'll discuss on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris. 2:17 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr. and Matt Skraby. I was having to chastise Skraby here.
It's a circus in here sometimes.
One of his right up his alley stories. I sent him earlier today, and then so I was asking him, hey, did you read the FIFA story? And he was like, no. And I was like, why not, man? This is like your type of story. FIFA slashes 2026 World Cup ticket price. And he just had this like confused look on his face. And I was like, catch up, man.
He did say it just like that. And the face too. Catch up, man. I was like, I've never been scolded like that before by Tony.
I was joking,
but I deserve it. But I deserve it.
Yeah.
Because this is up my alley.
It is. We'll get to it. We'll get to it in a bit. First, we have to, finish talking about this Padre. Ramon Laureano's name came up in the Athletic article as the Padres and Mets reportedly having conversation. We talked a little bit about it yesterday. I don't know that we actually explored the Laureano part, but such a great acquisition last year. And it's one of the things I think we don't talk about a lot, but it was a big reason I think the Padres were at a disadvantage in that first series. They couldn't break up the three lefties, no matter really how they tried, because they didn't have enough righties that could be in there and give the right matchup. And that was in large part to Laureano exploding his hand right before the playoffs started and missed the playoffs.
If there is a curse, I could point to that as a
for real.
As a
I don't believe
contribution.
I don't believe in a curse for the record, but it's tough not to.
It's
tough to deny people when stuff like that happens.
When like your best trade acquisition, who's just hitting home runs and getting on base and playing great defense, just ends up breaking his hand right before the playoffs. That's great. That's great.
And you know what's funny about it? No one really batted an eye. It was just like
this. We were waiting for this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I kept telling people, it's not real. The curse isn't real. And then they're like, "What do you got to say now?"
Again, I don't believe in the curse, but. You got that one.
You got that one, curse people. You got that one. Yeah. Ramon Laureano, though, the thing with him, because I wanted to dive in the other side. I wanted to understand why the Padres would consider shopping these guys. And Ramon Laureano is coming. He's a very friendly team deal at $6.5 million. But this is his last year under that deal. And he's coming off of a career year. He's never had a better year in his career. And I cautioned against Jerks and Profar, saying, don't pay him too much because guys coming off career years sometimes don't live up to it, blah, 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 blah. Ramon Laureano could probably fetch you.
That's right.
Some stuff.
Selling high is what you're doing. You're right. There is no guarantee that Ramon can reach the level that we saw last year. I think being around him, you're confident that he can, but his previous track record doesn't show him being able to produce at that clip that you saw last year. So it makes sense. Again, if indeed these rumors have any truth to them, my guess is that it's only being explored because there may not be other ways to improve the team. Money wise,
yeah, you can't just shell out $10 million for Adolis Garcia.
I ain't got it, man.
Which is very concerning for me. If you don't got $10 million, I mean, I'm not saying necessarily they should have signed that guy. Adrian Hauser went to the Giants 2 years, $22 million, $11 million a year. That seems affordable to me. But again, AJ does things.
Tyler Rogers,
different.
3 years, 37.
Like, we briefly talked about it. That's insane to me and Chris.
Wait, hold up. Adrian Hauser gets 2 years, 22.
As a starter.
Hold up, though. He might be getting an opportunity to start.
Okay.
He was in and out, kind of a swing man last year out of the bullpen, sometimes a starter.
Okay. All right.
So he's getting 11.
Okay. Tyler Rogers is getting 12 something.
And he's pitching in the 8th and 9th inning.
Last year his most innings were 8th inning.
What did Diaz get?
3 years, $69 million.
What did Suarez get?
15 a year, like 345 maybe.
I mean,
3 for
he
50.
ain't a closer, but he's pitching the 8th inning.
But Tyler Rogers is worth $12 million a year.
His numbers would say so.
Yeah, I get it, but Like,
Well, you're
that
only
seems,
saying that because he throw 80 miles an hour. If he was not throwing 97, you wouldn't be saying that.
I might be saying
No,
that.
you wouldn't.
A
You
guy
wouldn't.
who we've consistently seen as a middle of the game guy who had 8th inning appearances last year.
You're worth what somebody will give
I know,
you, sir.
I know. Nate on the chat says new market pricing, which is true. I don't get this pricing though. I'm happy for the players to get more money.
Okay.
But it makes me sad for the Padres because I realize that things may be out of reach for some of these guys. If those guys are getting $12 million a year for being a reliever, a potential starter, how are the Padres going to fill this team out with any sort of...
The Padres, fortunately, right now, the Padres don't need any relief. They're settled there.
That's true. I'm talking about every other, well, the starting rotation.
Right. And that is why you're hearing the names like Mason Miller. You're hearing the names like Morty Home, Laureano, because they can likely fetch you a couple of starters.
They can.
But
and you lose them.
But again, that's also why that's also part of it is why I think Laureano's probably less likely, because that's not taking from a strong point of the team, right?
Yeah.
You need the outfield help.
Yeah.
Your bullpen's pretty sturdy.
It is very sturdy. I like it that way. You
may not want to lose a guy like Mason Miller, but if you lost him, you could kind of fill those spots. That's not the case in the outfield. And so, I think that's part of the reason why you're hearing those names.
And part of me thinks that if they traded Mason Miller a year after trading the best prospect in Padres history, would be a net zero.
Says who?
Many people.
Oh, okay.
People, Tony.
Many people. Many people.
It would be a net zero trade.
No, yes, when Leo gets to big leagues and does all-star things,
okay, we'll talk.
Then it'll be a bad trade.
I'll be the guy at 97.3 The Fan being like, man, I knew that trade for Leo DeVries was a bad one.
We'll see, man. It's all going to play itself out. All right, let's talk Monday Night Football.
Oh, yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers, yes. I'm sure Chris is he probably expected it, knowing Chris. He's at that point of the season.
Yeah, but Chris is also a guy who tries to put his team down, but at the same time, he has a lot of hope.
It's like reverse psychology.
It is total reverse psychology.
He does this all the time.
And I wish he was here today because our boss Michael just walked in.
He did. He walked in.
It was like, where's Chris? He can't show up after my team beats his team?
He said he's already been in Chris's DMs, basically. Leaving him frozen dolphin gifts, basically.
That's hilarious, actually.
I can't wait to hear from LO about this. He does, even though he understands his team's very good, he still gets salty when one of our teams beats his.
Yeah. Chris has a competitive streak in him that people don't know about.
He definitely does.
He might play like he's not,
he doesn't
care and he's not competitive, but he's extremely competitive and he does care
very much.
But anyway, Tua last night looked awful.
Maybe the cold weather thing seems to be a real issue for him. He hasn't won a game.
I don't think it's the cold weather last night.
Under 40 degrees or something like that.
In the first quarter, I think it was maybe their first possession, maybe their second, but he threw a ball up for no reason, and the Steelers intercepted it. And it just, I have no idea what Tua is doing. And now Mike McDaniel is saying that everything's on the table and they could change quarterbacks for next week. The Dolphins have a worse problem than the Padres do with Xander Bogaerts because Tua just signed a max deal quarterback contract, and they're already thinking about benching him.
Yeah. That's a tough situation they got over there in Miami. I mean, it's not as though you're benching him for the. Oh wait, no, is Zach there?
Oh, that's right. Zach Wilson is the backup.
That makes sense. I was gonna say, if you're just putting him for a random backup, then that doesn't serve anybody any well. But the fact that they signed Zach Wilson beginning of this year, that makes a whole lot of sense why they're entertaining sitting Tua down for the last 3 games.
Yeah, it's not Skylar Thompson or anything like that. But Zach Wilson, I mean, he's not really.
Here's his chance to show that he's learned something.
I mean, he had a chance to start with the Jets.
Let's be honest. We gonna really hold the Jets against them after all we had said about their organization?
Didn't he play the year that they? I can't say that. I was gonna say the year that they won Offensive Rookie and Defensive Rookie of the Year on their team. Sauce and then Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. There was full dysfunction over there though.
Full dysfunction. Also, I don't get Steelers fans because
what the Steelers fans do now.
And I'm sorry, Michael. I hope you're not listening right now.
I hope he is.
Steelers fans were chanting "Fire Tomlin" 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Now they've won 2 in a row, and everybody's like celebrating again. It's like the Chiefs fans who were booing. I heard small boos from the Chiefs game, and I'm like, really? You guys are booing after 9 straight years of the playoffs and 3 Super Bowls? You're
what
booing?
Have you done for me lately? You remember that Janet Jackson song? That's what
I do.
That's what they're singing. That's what they're singing to the Chiefs.
It's kind of insane.
What fans are fickle. I think we know that.
It's kind of insane. That's why you can never convince me that anyone will want anything less than a World Series every single year in this town.
Oh yeah, that's
no matter if they win one or not.
You could book it. You could book it. That's a forever thing. We're gonna get to this FIFA conversation because I don't know what you saw, but the tickets were outrageous.
Yeah, I knew they were outrageous.
They did some slashing after the folks got a little bit upset.
This whole thing is a joke too.
It would be nice if everything worked that way. Everybody gets upset, they slash some prices.
Yeah,
but this is one of the few things that it's worked out for us. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, Sam Dykstra, MILB, joins us. Talk about that Padre farm system that lost, as Skraby said, the Padres' greatest prospect ever, according to Skraby. We're Gwynn Chris on the other side.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Mission Fed. From first accounts to big life moments, Mission Fed can help. Saving shouldn't be stressful. Mission Fed makes it easier with great rates on savings, certificates, and ultra money market accounts. Grow your money the smart way. Check the latest rates and open an account at missionfed.com. Membership and account criteria apply. Matt Skraby, Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, still making his way to Fresno. I always find the Fresno airport code a little offensive.
What is the Fresno
airport code?
Airport code.
FAT.
Up, just landed. Hopefully in the room, set up for 3:30. Did you got that on your
I did.
flight plan?
Let me see. Let me see when he landed. But the airport code, Tony, is FAT.
That?
Yeah. So
Fresno.
It's the Fresno Yosemite Regional Airport, technically. Yes, it says that it was it landed at 2:33 p.m. So there you go. Anyway, Chris will be on the show hopefully soon.
You know who else is going to be on the show this week?
Who?
Sean Lewis.
Yes.
He will join us tomorrow, 4:40.
3:40.
No, 3:40. Excuse me, 3:40. Get to catch up with him. I mean, Aztecs headed to a bowl game, coming off of a great turnaround this season. Ended up a little bit shorter than what we may have hoped for, but nonetheless, a great season for the Aztecs. So we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Lewis here tomorrow. Looking forward to that one. Also, we'll do our basketball high school prep going into the break. You got the big tournaments coming up. Get a chance to talk to Michael Flicks as well. I don't know if we've discussed this on air, but I actually have had more than a few people ask me about doing a similar type deal with soccer, for high school soccer. And and my challenge to them was, you find someone that is as educated as Michael Flicks, we can make that happen. So we'll see how that ends up rolling out. But certainly looking forward to Sean Lewis tomorrow in our high school prep basketball segment with Michael Flicks as well.
Do you think Chris will ask him about his feelings on being left out of the Mountain West Championship game?
Oh, knowing Chris,
yeah,
yes,
I know.
think he will.
But,
I think he will.
I mean, I get the question.
I do too.
I know what the answer is going to be. It's either we didn't play well enough, or we can't let control out of our own hands.
I wonder, did they have any kind of peek inside, behind the curtain that they may not have felt good about their chances going in? That would be interesting to know if they kind of had a feeling, or they had kind of been, understood, an inkling about maybe it not going their way. So,
yeah, did they know that the Mountain West froze them out because they're mad at them for leaving the conference next year? I think that's also what happened.
Oh,
all right, I'm gonna call Sam real quick.
Sam a call. Jayden Daniels shut down for the season. Pretty frustrating year for the second-year quarterback. I mean, he came in after having a dynamite first season. That young man could do no wrong. But this year, it has been the definition of a sophomore slump. Not in the way of play necessarily, but kind of the same way Jackson Merrill had his sophomore slump, right? It was injuries,
I was going to say, that
ultimately kind of stymied or capped the year at a certain point for both of those young men. We'll get into some of that later. Right now, we shift our gears back to the Padres, going down to the farm. MILB, Sam Dykstra joins us here. Sam, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing very well. Padres have been, relatively inactive so far during this off season. A lot of speculation on guys being moved. Last year, I think AJ Preller did himself probably one-upped himself, I should say, with the moves he made using the farm system last year. Now, a lot of times, Sam, we don't know about the guys that just were drafted here this past June. You don't really start to hear anything about them until this upcoming season. But in a lot of ways, that is how the Padres have been able to kind of reload in terms of their farm system, has been their draft classes after they've made all of these moves.
Yeah, I always like to think of the Padres farm system as a bit of a conveyor belt, right? Like you take the pieces off the conveyor belt, you think, oh, wait, there's nothing here anymore. And guess what? Something else gets brought up behind it. So every time at the trade deadline, as somebody who does the Padres top 30 for MLB Pipeline, I have a small panic attack because AJ Preller is trading away so many prospects, and I have to backfill the list before we add draft guys. But then they add somebody like Cruz Schoolcraft, and then we seek, external feedback from across the industry, and we continually hear, hey, they got something there in Cruz Schoolcraft, a 6'8" lefty. A lot of the industry seemed to really like him, and getting him, where they did in the draft at number 25 was a pretty good pickup. They continually just retool and refill the system to make more trades again each July or August.
Talking to Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. And I was going to actually ask you about Schoolcraft. What is it that everybody likes about him?
I think for one, obviously the size, being 6'8". I mean, he's got that really good extension. He's a towering presence on the mound. Fastball can already get up to 97. He's got a changeup that's already pretty workable, a slider that can really work. Throws strikes, especially for somebody at that size, can get a little gangly. We'll see how things come around. The most exciting thing for me from him is that he was a two-way player in high school. And I know a lot of guys are two-way players, but he was considering going to college as a first baseman and a pitcher. Now he's going to have that singular focus on the mound. What's going to happen next? How can he take off? We saw two guys with the Mets choose opposite directions with that. Nolan McLean, who's now the top pitching prospect in baseball, he was working both ways as late as last year. And Carson Benj, who was a two-way guy, also at Oklahoma State, went hitting-wise and really took off. I think there's something to taking these guys who can be athletic to both hit and pitch and making them focus on one thing. I think we could see Schoolcraft take off once he's really focused on the mound in 2026.
Sam Dykstra joins us here, MILB. And Sam, let's put the Padres aside. And I want to talk about your processes and kind of peel the curtain back for us a little bit, how this all works, right? I mean, the draft comes, there can't be a ton of time for you guys to see some of these prospects. Some of these guys don't even end up playing the same year that they're drafted. Like, how is the process in kind of bringing on the new guys that have come in to the draft class, along with being able to keep your top, 20, 25, whatever it is for each organization?
Yeah, so we have the draft obviously in July, and I work with Jim Callis and Jonathan Mayo, two of the industry leaders at draft coverage, and they are so clued into coming up with a draft top 250. They know everybody in that top 250, and they know names well beyond that. So I'm talking to them a ton about, hey, the Padres took this guy in the third round. What have you heard about him since? So then in August, we do our full update. We incorporate drafted prospects. We rejigger the top 30, move guys up or down depending on how they've played during the season. And that's basically to hold us through the rest of the season, into the off season, when trades happen, when other moves happen. You have a better understanding. But what I'm in right now, the process I'm in right now, is digging into each of these guys individually. Even more so, what can I understand about them? What have maybe they done in instructs back in Arizona behind the scenes? Work doesn't stop just because there is no minor league baseball to be played. They're still working on stuff. I mean, I'm excited to find out this spring what is the new pitch that everybody's adding, right? Like last year it seemed to be the kick change, or before that it was everybody was adding a sinker. Digging in now, it's trying to find out what is that process, what are guys trying to work on and add, or just what is their health. So it's a lot of research at this stage, gobbling up as much video as I can from the minor league season, but knowing these guys are working on so many other things behind the scenes.
That's the other question I have for you. You have to make these decisions on these lists, every year, and you're updating them throughout the year. What level is the hardest in terms of, thinking you have a guy pegged and then all of a sudden it changes? Is there a level, A ball, double A, triple A, where you see it kind of go up and down more?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's varied throughout the years, right? For a long time, people thought the biggest jump was from high A to double A.
Yeah.
And that you were starting to see guys at double A who maybe have major league experience. Now, with the difference in the major league ball itself, we're seeing guys' stuff change from double A to triple A. They're having to use the major league ball. Maybe their stuff plays a little differently, especially for the Padres. You go to El Paso, you get shilled there. Trying to balance what a guy's stuff is versus the results can be really difficult for that level. The biggest one for me right now, and this is going to be a little simplistic, but without short season ball, with the jump now going from the Arizona Complex League, there's no, Northwest League, at least in terms of Class A short season, there's no rookie ball away from the complex. I think the jump from the complex to single A in Lake Elsinore is bigger than it's ever been. And we're seeing a lot of guys really stumble out of the gate in that way and get there maybe too early, but there's nowhere else to put them.
You're basically going from not even short season, the campsite to a high A ball, basically.
Kind of. There's just not that intermediate phase,
right.
And especially for international players who are just learning what it's like to live stateside, never mind make baseball your job. That's a really steep learning curve.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some guys really thrive with it, and we're seeing some guys really struggle with it. And trying to adjust how I understand the game to work and how long that learning curve is going to be is an ongoing process.
Talking to Sam Dykstra here, MILB.com, getting caught up on the Padres farm system. And the Padres are looking for starting pitching at the major league level. And I'm not going to ask you, hey, which guy is going to be the surprise and make the opening day roster? I want to ask you about Matt Waldron. Do you think that Matt Waldron can – why do you think he didn't make as many starts at the major league level last year as he did the previous year?
I think a big thing for that, and Matt Waldron is somebody who's kind of been off my radar for a bit because he's kind of lost prospect status. But I think the knuckleball, on one hand, it's great for unpredictability, right? Like the batter doesn't know where it's going. They're going to swing and miss through it. But also it's tough to bake that into your models, and it's tough to trust a knuckleball these days. You want to know exactly how a pitch is going to act, especially if you're trying to, project how this guy is going to be moving forward. When you have such an unpredictable pitch, some days it's going to be really on, some days it's just going to be a floater and it's going to get banged. And I think when you are a contending club like the Padres, you just don't have, the space to carry something that's going to be so unpredictable. So I think as cool as it is for Matt Waldron, and I think he's more internet famous because of the MLB The Show, and everybody loves throwing it and screwing with their friends. I just think it's really difficult to make the knuckleball work in 2025 and moving forward into 2026.
Yeah, no doubt. Sam Dykstra, MILB, joins us here. And Sam, last one from me. A lot of conversation around the Padres and Mets. You're hearing a lot about some of these relievers. One of the young relievers that we got to see at the end of the season, and I'm sure you saw a lot of, was Bradley Rodriguez. Is he a guy that can fit as a back-end arm? I mean, especially if the Padres end up moving one of their plentiful bullpen arms, can he be a guy that fits into that mold?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have him right now at number 6 in the Padres system, and I normally don't like doing that for pure relievers, and that's what Bradley Rodriguez is, at least at this stage.
Yeah.
But the stuff really, really plays. I'm a big fan of the changeup. The fastball obviously is going to catch some eyes going 96, 99, but then the changeup just drops off the table compared to that. I think he's got the high octane stuff. He's got the levels of success. We, a few weeks ago, were writing up who is the rookie of the year contender for every club in 2026. And I know, the deck can kind of be stacked against relievers. You really haven't seen one win the rookie of the year since Devin Williams in 2020, and that was a weird year. And before that is Craig Kimbrell in 2011. But I think Bradley Rodriguez has the level of stuff. He has the level of experience now to get those high leverage innings in the back of the bullpen, get those strikeouts, and maybe be contending. We'll see how the rest of the class shakes up, but I think he's put himself in a good spot, and credit to the Padres for developing him that way and making the most of his stuff.
No doubt about it. Sam, appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us, man. We'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Thanks so much for having me.
Sam Dykstra, MILB.com, kind of breaking down the Padres farm system and some of the arms that, particularly Bradley Rodriguez. And I bring him up because of the names that have been mentioned in possible trade rumors. Mason Miller, Estrada, Mortejon, all back end arms. You move one, you got a replacement
right there,
potential replacement.
Potential, yeah.
And that's not to mention, man, I'm missing his name. Talking about changing him as a starter.
Mortejon,
righty.
David Morgan.
Yes, David Morgan. So they got some guys that can fill into that spot if you indeed move. Now, in the same way Estrada had to come in and kind of prove that he was worthy of that. These guys will also get that opportunity if indeed one of those guys or two of those guys are moved.
I like how he said that AJ Preller makes some big trade and screws up their rankings because it's I'm sure it's like, oh, this is exciting, but at the same time, I'm going to have to redo every single ranking out there.
Yeah, no, that could be very well what they're doing in the next few weeks if a deal actually gets made here between the Padres and Mets. Certainly seems like there is some discussions happening right now.
So are we, I guess not, I'm not going to say writing off Matt Waldron, but the more I hear about it is that the more
I think he's backup plan.
Okay.
You know, I don't
spot starts, injuries.
I think that the Padres, if they have their way, I don't think they will have him in a rotation, but he certainly is an option should injury or any of those type of deals happen.
Yes, I'm looking at we didn't talk about this yesterday. I'm kind of switching gears a little bit. Merrill Kelly is back with the Diamondbacks.
Wookie's back with the
2 years, $40 million a year for Wookie. Zach Gallen's still out there, but if Wookie's making $20 million a year,
what do you think he's about to get? What do you think he's gonna get?
Oh, he's coming off of a bad season. Didn't hurt Dylan Cease.
No, it did not.
It didn't hurt him.
Made that man a whole lot of money.
The Cup is tonight, right?
There's a Cup final tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
San Antonio, New York?
Yeah, we're going to have some bets in the Daily Gambit about it. I don't really care, but I know people like you, Tony, care about this NBA Cup.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it was good basketball. If you like good basketball, yeah, you care.
Oh, I'm so over the Cup.
You're over basketball. You don't like basketball.
I do like basketball.
You don't. You're a Fugazi basketball fan.
I'm a Fugazi
basketball fan.
Isn't it funny that I dislike college football, love pro football, dislike pro basketball, love college basketball?
I don't think you love college basketball.
I like the Aztecs and my USF Dogs.
Because we make you like the Aztecs.
That's not true.
If we weren't talking Aztec basketball, you wouldn't say a peep.
I would too.
It's great.
I did a podcast for the Aztecs.
I'm gonna send you that gift that you sent on the chat the other day. No, that.
Yeah, like I believe you,
okay, buddy.
I did a podcast. God, we had him on the show. What was his name? He used to play for the Aztecs.
Wait, in basketball?
Yeah, way back when. Robert something. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now, but I do care about the Aztecs more than you know. My uncle went there.
You can't even remember whoever it was name you're talking about. You don't care about that much.
Well, you can't remember names ever.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I don't know either. But I'm just trying to prove.
It's not. You're not helping your case.
I also did a podcast with a guy when we first started here about Aztecs football. So I am an Aztec supporter, Tony. Nate wants to know: are you claiming I'm a windsock, which is Braden's term for go with the flow?
You are.
I'm not a windsock.
Yes, you are.
I'm not
Skraby
a
the windsock.
I'm not a windsock.
Was it Randy Holcomb?
That's who it was. Randy
Robert.
Holcomb.
I was like,
hey,
I can't think of Robert. That's the only reason why I got there eventually.
Yes, I did a podcast with Randy Holcomb. He was a great dude.
He is a good dude.
Yeah, he's not.
Didn't die.
No,
I
no.
know of. Unless you killed him.
Are you going to the? No, I didn't.
Okay.
Are you going to the game tomorrow night? You've been going to some of these games.
The hoop game?
Yeah. Against Air Force?
Night. No, not going.
No. All right. Got any plans for the break? I'm just trying to get us to 54-15,
Tony. Yes, my sister and her, my nephews and niece are coming down.
Oh, awesome!
Our family are coming down, so we don't get a chance to do the whole Gwynn thing like we used to. So this will be fun.
That's fun.
Probably check some of these high school games out. May go to watch the San Diego Clippers.
Oh,
at some point.
Have you been up to Front Wave yet?
I have.
Is it nice?
Yes, very nice.
I haven't been there yet.
Pretty sweet, I must say. All right, Skraby got us there. On to the 3 o'clock hour. Got a little Daily Gambit coming your way. More Gwynn and Chris. Take a grand. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
301 on the dial. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Ello will join us in possibly 29 minutes. That's what he said. We'll see if he actually can pull it off. Flight got in. Well, it was supposed to get a little
slightly
late.
delayed.
How long is flight? Like
a
couple
less
minutes?
than 15 minutes.
Less than 15 minutes. Delayed, but delayed nonetheless. And the 3:30 timeline was if it was perfecto.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfecto. So we're thinking 3:45-ish, maybe 4-ish, probably.
I'm hoping 3:30 because we got this fantabulous, Tony.
Sports game show. All right,
It'll be our last of the year.
You're excited, it sounds like. I heard excitement in your voice as you said that.
Because I woke up this morning, I'm like, it's fantabulous day. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, you're going to go out with a win this year.
Or is it just that this is the last one for like 2 weeks?
That's what it really is.
Weeks
Yeah.
or something like that.
I also have Skraby Show announcement. And
Want to get to it?
right now, Skraby Show, my last
Canceled.
one.
No,
whoa.
I'm joking.
My last one of the year is tonight. And because I'm being honored tomorrow for my 9-year sobriety anniversary at my rehab.
So how does
that work?
honoring happen? Can anybody go?
No. It's only for the people who are in the rooms.
Got you.
But the guy who I went to rehab with, never met him before rehab, but his name's Jimmy. Love him. He's going to be giving me the coin. We always joke because he's like 20 days ahead of me because I relapsed in rehab and he actually tried in rehab.
Wait. You got to rehab and you had a drink?
Yes.
What, did you go to rehab here like in San Diego?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the Sharp McDonald's Center.
How did that work? You just like sneak out or?
No, I would show up. I would show up after having drank in the morning thinking I could, because when you get there, they do a urine test and they do a breathalyzer every single time you get there. And so I was like,
and you don't have to stay overnight. You're there.
Well, some do that. Quite honestly, my insurance didn't cover it, but I should have been inpatient is what they call it. I did IOP, intensive outpatient, which was 3 times a week for 3 hours a day. And you just kind of learn about alcoholism and process things and try to figure out how to deal with life in the new world. But anyway, 9 years. So I can't do a Skraby Show for that. And then Friday, holiday party for Odyssey. So last one of the year tonight.
Enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait to hear what his last hour will be about at that point.
Well, at 6:20, I'm going to go through 5 Padres and tell you why I could see the Padres shopping them. I went through and put pros and cons.
Pros and cons. All right. We do have a daily gambit.
Do we want to do the FIFA thing real quick?
No, we'll have to save. Hang on to that, man. You was a little more.
Now that I've read it, I'm all about it.
You hadn't
it's
read
crazy.
It Wait, no. Hang on to it. We'll discuss after this daily gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo!
If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Clay said, it sounds like you're having a much better day today. Yes, yesterday I was angry at everything.
Wow. I'm glad he picked up on that.
Thank you, Clay. Clay's a good dude.
Good spot. Because Skraby was in a terrible, terrible mood.
Yeah. But I checked my toot at the door.
Not really.
I did.
It leaked out throughout the show yesterday.
I checked my toot at the door.
Thankfully, we only have 2 hours to do yesterday because I don't know if you'd have made it.
And then when I was driving home.
Oh, Lord. Something happened? Did you get cut off?
No.
Oh.
I seem to have the worst luck with construction zones because last night I stayed here a little bit late. One of the exits was closed, Tony, so I had to drive all the way to the coast and then up. It's ridiculous. All right, I'm going to move into the bets that we made yesterday. Steelers -3 against the Dolphins. Chris and I chose Dolphins. Tony chose Steelers. Steelers win 28-15. Total score over under 42.5. Chris and Tony went under. I went over.
How much did they go over?
43, 1 point or 0.5.
Half a point. Oh,
half a point.
That's ridiculous.
Half a point. Who had more passing yards? Rodgers -25 or Tua? Chris and I went Tua. Tony went Rodgers. Rodgers with his -25 at 199. Tua had 253, but a lot of those were garbage time, which Darren Waller had to have won some playoff games. He scored 2 meaningless touchdowns for the Dolphins at the end of the game. So I'm sure someone in fantasy,
if they had him start
on that. Yeah, I mean, tight end's a little thin position. I bet you he was in there somewhere.
You're right.
H-An.
I mean, there were some unbelievable tight end performances this weekend.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts. Like, if you played against him, I am
comes
sorry.
to mind quickly.
Yeah, because it's the most ridiculous playoff performance in fantasy history. H-An, over under 114.5 total yards.
Good, man.
We went over. He had 127. Yeah, he is good. Who had more receiving
He's like
yards?
their only consistent thing on that team is H-An. And it's just this year because usually he gets hurt at some point.
He was hurt a couple weeks ago, but no, but he's been relatively healthy
this year.
Yeah, and he's very good. Waddle, who had more receiving yards? Waddle -8 or DK Metcalf? We all went DK.
See, DK just kind of treat that DB like he was a child.
Oh, yeah, 55 yards from DK. Isn't that your son's favorite player, DK?
He likes DK, yes.
And then Waddle had 26 yards minus that 8. He had 18 yards. But DK, that touchdown he scored was fun to watch.
It was angry.
It was angry, definitely angry. NBA Celtics -1.5 against the Pistons last night. We all went Pistons. We were all correct. 112-105. Norman Powell over under 22.5 points. You guys went over. I went under. He had 20.
Dang. Storm and Norman.
Just
a little short.
Just a little short. Which NHL games had most combined goals? Ducks at Rangers or Kings at Dallas? You guys said Ducks. I said Kings. Turns out both of them scored 5, so we pushed. And then Wofford -11.5 against Gardner Webb, which
that's me right there, baby.
You went Wofford. They won
Wofford.
83-57. Gardner Webb's mascot is a running bulldog, which no one ever thinks about bulldogs running.
I mean, certainly no one's scared of a running bulldog.
No one is scared.
Little short legs is, not
with
very
their little face.
not intimidating at all.
I know. The bulldog has the most. It has one of those names that doesn't represent what kind of personality it is.
That's like it's like a dude with a mustache, long hair, having like a very high pitched voice.
Yeah. He's like muscle man. He's like, hello, everybody. All right. Today's bets: college basketball, Louisville, 11th overall team in the country at number 20, Tennessee. Tennessee 2.5 point favorite. Tony,
Louisville.
I'm gonna go Louisville as well. Next game, a team that the Aztecs are going to face on Saturday, Arizona.
Number 1 in the country.
Yes. Abilene Christian traveling to Arizona. 33.5 point favorite, Arizona. I'm going to go with Arizona.
Give me ACU, baby.
ACU.
ACU, baby.
All right. The next one. We have a bowl game tonight. It's not Maction. I don't know what it is, but I tried to come up with something clever.
I don't know what it is.
Salute to the Veterans Bowl, or salute to Veterans Bowl. Troy at Jacksonville State. Total score over under 49.5. Tony.
I don't want to say under.
You want to say under? I'm going to go over.
No, over. I'm going over.
I'm going to go over because Troy seems to just score anything in basketball, football. We bet on the football.
Did you guys?
Maybe you weren't here. Yeah, we were betting on the football. Another bowl game, Cure Bowl. That will be tomorrow before our show starts. So -3, South Florida, Old Dominion. I'm going to go South Florida. Tony.
Old Dominion.
Sounds like a deodorant. Spurs at the Knicks. Knicks minus 2.5. Cup night. I am going with the Knicks. Tony.
I'm going Spurs.
Spurs.
Spurs are tough right now. They beat on my Lakers, they beat on OKC. Playing good.
That's a good point. I'm still going Knicks.
Good.
Combined.
Over.
What? It's Wemby and Jalen Brunson combined over under.
No, I'm going under.
53.5 points.
I'm going under.
I'm going to go over.
Wemby's supposed to be on a minutes restriction, so I'm going under.
Yeah, he's back. He just came back on Saturday.
OKC game, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's very tall. That's all I got on Wemby.
All right.
It's my scouting report on
Let's
Wemby.
get to break. On the other side, jump into some NFL. And there is a case to be made that maybe they shouldn't be entertaining 18 games.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the other side. Here's some traffic. More Gwynn Chris.
From the 8-5.
Rangers president of baseball operation, Chris Young, former Padre, wants everybody to know that they are not shopping Corey Seager. We want Corey Seager. It says perhaps people thought because they traded Marcus that Corey Seager was now available, the tall righty.
Yes.
Wants everybody to know that is not the case.
Maybe he was inspired
Stop calling.
Maybe he was inspired by AJ Preller coming out and saying Fernando is untouchable.
Yeah, it'd be silly to trade Corey Seager. When he's healthy, dude, ain't too many better swinging the bat.
Problem is,
well, it's just the last couple years. Help him win a World Series.
It did help him win a World Series, and Rob Manfred drunkenly gave him the MVP trophy.
Yes, how could we forget about old Rob?
Never.
Talking NFL this week, if not for the two dark spots, this would have been goes down as a pretty exciting NFL weekend. Had some really good games, but I think it's all kind of, put into like a swampy place because of the two injuries, right? Michael Parsons, who was on a Green Bay team that I think many people could very well see in a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. ACL.
Gone. And it was Bo Nix's fault, according to Ryan Clark.
Stop, Skraby. It's not what he said. I mean, he did say that. It's not how he meant it. That's not how he meant it.
Okay.
He was trying to give Bo Nix some love. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes, whose team was, needed a lot of help to get to the postseason. But nonetheless, another big injury.
Yeah.
And Skraby sent an article this morning from Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
About the NFL and ending, and perhaps they should be ending conversations about 18-game season. There are a lot of good points in this article, Skraby.
Yeah, I mean, the first good point is the only reason they want 18 games is for extra money. And this article lists that the NFL has already got $25 billion in revenue. But basically, entering week 15, 59 players were on IR with a torn knee ligament. So 59 guys in the NFL had to go on IR because they tore a knee ligament. 11 Achilles tendon ruptures have happened this year. But when you're talking about going from 17 to 18 games, you're talking about putting an extra car crash on these guys every single year, and you're losing your stars. At what point is the number of games more important than your stars in the league? I think that you should keep it 17. I think that you should care about your stars, and injuries do happen, but when it's happening at the rate it's happening lately, I don't see how you can legitimately try to go with an 18-game season.
Now, to be fair, it is up from last season, but not up from 2 seasons ago. So there is some room for kind of a medium there. But to your point, the NFL has, and the point of this article, the NFL has always had a mindset of next man up, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like cattle.
Yeah.
In some ways, right? I think the other thing that it's important to note is that the 18-game season doesn't have to happen.
No.
The players can come together
if they vote. Because last time there was participation.
But therein lies the problem that football has had historically. And the thing is now, and the article points this out, now more than ever is the time for the players to come together, right? Because collegiately now, players are already getting paid millions of dollars in some cases. That's not everybody, but certainly the ones that are coming to the NFL are probably gotten paid already.
Correct.
So if there's a time to band together and be like, hey, this is the time where we take a stand, because there won't be as many potential. They won't have as many potential guys to come in and replace, right?
Yeah.
There's not a need for it. Some of these kids are already paid. They're not looking for that one shot. That's what we talk about. One of the unintended consequences of NIL is that there isn't as much passion for the game as much as there was, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a hope for everybody, but the money certainly changes the playing field. And the point is, like, this is the time now, because you wouldn't have a boatload of collegiate dudes coming in like, yeah, I'll take their job. It's going to be a little bit harder to replace. I'm not saying they wouldn't be able to do it, but certainly the quality wouldn't be there, right?
Yeah, the quality definitely wouldn't be there. Here are some of the names of guys that are out for the entire year from the NFL. Patrick Mahomes, Micah Parsons, Malik Neighbors, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Tyreek Hill, Michael Penix Jr., Daniel Jones, Najee Harris, and, I'm leaving off a ton of people, I'm sure. But those are the big names. Like Malik Neighbors going down with a torn ACL in week 5.
Killed me.
Oh, yes. I forgot you had him, actually. He killed a lot of people who had him in fantasy. But that's not good. That's not good. Now the Giants are just garbage. And they may have been garbage with Malik Neighbors, but he would have made the game a little bit more exciting.
I'm going to read you this little excerpt because I thought this part was interesting. It says, and ... And so owners will again have the upper hand. This is right after I was talking about the point about the players needing to come together and why this is the best time to do it. But as we kind of highlighted in the previous collective bargaining agreement, you didn't even have everybody show up to sign the actual deal. So it went through based on however many votes they did actually get.
Yeah.
It says the owners will have the upper hand. They already hate the revenue split they agreed to in the last CBA and how much they're spending in terms of salary cap and players' benefits.
That's ridiculous.
So it's expected that the owners would attempt to keep the current economic structure in place as long as they get the 18th game and recoup some of that. Players desperate to hold on to what they have will relent, unwillingly giving the NFL 18th game basically for free. It goes on to make the point that they don't need to actually do that, the NFL, in order to get their money back. The NFL doesn't need an 18th game to grow the pie. Operating according to the current playbook of gradually expanding the international slate and continuing to auctioning prime games to streaming services. It says in parentheses, we grumble about the latter, but keep forking over the bucks.
Did I write this?
League revenue will still increase by roughly $1 billion without the 18th game.
Yeah.
So there is a way to do this if they cared about trying to keep their product upright as much as this article is saying.
Well, they're also saying now they're investing in they're trying to find a surface that they can play on. It's trying to combat the MetLife turf is terrible.
You can do both.
You can do both.
You can do that as well, but also try to keep the best product on the field as long as possible. And if that means not having an extra 67 car crashes to add another game, I think it's in your benefit.
I mean, when who are the Chiefs playing on Christmas Day? Oh, Chiefs and Broncos. So originally it was Bo Nix versus Patrick Mahomes, and now it's Bo Nix versus Gardner Minshew.
Even with the Chiefs being eliminated from the playoffs,
I would have watched that game because of Patrick Mahomes.
Compelling game.
It would have been, and I just don't understand how much money these guys actually need. What are they doing with all this money?
Mean, listen, how many businesses would kill to have a $1 billion
without even trying
revenue?
Without even trying?
Are you kidding?
Just keeping status quo gives you $1 billion a year. And I think a 18-game schedule waters down the importance of games.
Dilutes it. I'm not gonna lie. Even at 17 now,
it's getting
it
close.
Feels like it feels like it's too long now to me.
I agree with you. I thought 16 was perfect. I understand 17. 18's ridiculous. And will I stop watching the NFL to go to 18?
No, you won't.
No,
you won't.
Likely, it would be something because of their greed before a number of games.
You ain't gonna stop watching Chris. Which is what the
Chris,
NFL is.
You almost call me Chris, and I mean,
I
Chris
did not almost call you Chris.
Oh, sorry, I heard that wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Patrick Mahomes, by the way, has a knee injury much worse than people thought. ACL and LCL.
LCL's not that big.
Adam Schefter is already praising his ability to come back and be a great healer because he said, I've never seen anyone tear their ACL on a Sunday and get surgery on a Monday. This guy is something else.
You're making that up.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, okay, hold on. Stop real quick because I will go
play the sound.
No, I'll go get Adam Schefter's tweet that he sent about it. He said the typical timeline. Oh gosh, when now it's all loading and stuff. Usually I'm not a doctor, but usually when players tear their ACL, they wait a couple weeks, wait for the swelling to go down, then they have surgery. Again, I'd be curious to hear more about this, and I'm going to make calls, but it's amazing to me that he did it right away.
Stop it.
It's amazing. He had surgery on Monday, December 15th, 9 months from December 15th to September 15th. The season started. He's just already hyping his return.
It's best to get the surgery of that injury as soon as possible.
But what about swelling? His knee's so cool. I know I'm being a little ridiculous right
A
now.
lot of times the swelling is so that you can get the imaging so they can see something, but they already knew it was probably torn anyway.
Yeah, they pretty much noticed that before the game was over.
All right, let's get to break. What we got on their side, Skraby?
Fantabulous. If Chris is there, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's in 30 seconds. He was supposed to have been in place, so I will text. I will. I'll be like, "Where are you?"
Yeah, said just landed. Hopefully in the room. Set up at 3:30. He gave us the smiling emoji with the blushy face as favorite.
His favorite for sure. At least he's using other emojis now.
He finally got it.
The other day he used a basketball emoji. I was like, you know what, Chris? Good job. Good job.
Let's get to break. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Ben and
did during the break there, interrupt your commercials. Turn my mic on to speak to Chris Ello and realize that I was speaking to everyone out there.
Oh,
So I immediately turned it off.
it was so funny.
I thought I was being so cool, turning the mic on to talk to Chris too.
Because you can actually, in our studio, you can talk to someone that's outside of the studio without having to turn on the microphone. But
yeah,
Tony,
was,
brain cramp real quick.
Definitely. It was, I quickly snapped out of it.
Yeah.
Before I could finish the second word out of my mouth.
Yes.
So
it was
what if you would have?
Oh, hi, Chris.
What if you would have said what you usually? Yes, hi guys. What if he would have said what he usually says when I come on the air, like, "Where the hell you been, Ello?" Something, something like that.
No, I'm glad
that would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have been. Chris Ello is here. In case you guys didn't know, he has joined us from the hotel room. We are going to get this fantabulous sports game show in. Chris, how was your travel, man?
Good day. I thought we were running a little late. Skraby knows more than I do because, as you guys know, maybe out there, we've talked about this in the past. He's a stalker, and he actually monitors the flight. He was even telling me what kind of plane I was on, which is
and he wasn't there.
I don't really need, but
I think you're on
right. He wasn't there, but he knew.
Maybe.
Yeah. Do you know what row I was in, Skraby? Just
12D.
You don't have that knowledge. Unbelievable. Yes. 12D. But no, I thought they were like a half hour late getting us loaded on the plane. And then once we got on there, they had to load some extra luggage, and that took an extra half hour. And I just wanted to tell you, you've heard this, both of you and everyone out there, when they make you sit on the plane for an hour or whatever before you leave, they come on the intercom and they always go, "We're going to be leaving in about a half an hour, but we appreciate your patience." Well, guess what? I'm not being patient, so don't appreciate my patience. I wasn't being patient at all. I was like, "Let's go."
I think it's more of a preeminent strike. Strike.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They're definitely disarming you before you can be. Yeah, they're disarming you before you can get armed. You know,
were you
patient over here?
So you were on the plane, pushed away from the gate, or were you still at the gate?
No, we were at the gate. I think what happened was with the team and a smaller plane, Skraby, which you again could tell everybody is like 25 rows and 3 seats across. So it's a small plane, or 4 seats across. Most of us had to check our regular bag at the gate. So then they had to take all those down and load them on the plane.
Yeah, my dad liked to call those planes puddle jumpers.
Yeah, that's what they're called, puddle jumpers.
Yeah, a lot of people do, yeah.
But this isn't a puddle jumper. This is a legit jet.
Yeah. Okay.
Embraer 175.
Come on.
Jumper. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they took way too long to load our bags.
But you got there on time.
Patient at all.
You got there on time to do this.
I got here
part.
on time.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's all good with a happy ending.
That's right.
Okay. Let's check some traffic. Do we have traffic?
Yes, we do.
Let's check traffic and get into this fantabulous sports game show.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This traffic report is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans. Watch out, you got a big multi-vehicle accident on the westbound side of the 52 at the 805. 3 right lanes are blocked. It is jammed. On the 805 northbound at the 163, there's a stall in the center divider, and you've got some debris. It's blocking the left lane on the Coronado Bridge westbound. That's mid-span delays. They go all the way back to the 5.
My mom,
my dad,
works for Caltrans.
On the freeway, right next to speeding cars.
Please be careful. Flashing lights mean move over.
Brought to you by the kids of Caltrans.
Hey, all you beautiful people out there, it's time to play one of our favorite games of the week.
All right!
We like to call it...
Ooh, I'm gonna go.
Chris's Fantabulous Sports Game Show! And it starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
You know, the more I hear that, Skraby, I think you actually missed your calling. You should have been one of those game show announcers off the side of the stage.
Right now.
Actually, quite
Oh,
good
I
at
would
that.
have loved to be Rod Roddy from Price is Right.
Rod Roddy.
Come on
You would have had to wear.
down.
Remember, I don't know if they showed Rod Roddy once in a while, and had the most garish sports coats.
Oh
of all
my
time.
gosh! You know what I just thought
Remember
of, Chris?
those?
Chris, you know who I saw?
What?
I saw when I took my son to Survivor Series WWE. You know who I saw one of your favorites there. I could not believe it. Joe Tessitore.
Oh, did you tell him hello and, how much we? Did you tell him how much we appreciate his work on this show?
No, I didn't get a chance to tell him, but I certainly
didn't get a chance to
Joe
tell him.
Tessitore was there?
I certainly thought to
Was he
myself,
there as a fan?
man, it seems like a little bit of a fall that I'm listening to you host WWE.
Oh, he was hosting.
Yes. He was one of the main broadcasters for it.
I don't think that's a
He
fall.
also,
You don't think it's
if
a
he's
fall?
is he calling WrestleMania or is he calling
He
it
was calling Survivor Series
on pay-per-view?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's a.
You don't think that's?
I'll be honest with you. If I was
move.
if I was
stand corrected
WWE,
then.
he's about the first person I'd call because he's over the top on everything he announces.
Maybe
So this
that was
is perfect.
maybe that was the idea.
He
behind it.
actually is kind of perfect for that. And I mean, being the play-by-play guy, Jim Ross was that guy for a long time. And
but my point is, you don't talk about like Jim Ross in the same way you talk about like.
Depends on who you're talking to.
I guess so.
Howard Cosell.
There's lots of money.
Like Howard
there's lots of
Cosell
money in professional wrestling.
Or my man Joe.
But I like Gorilla Monsoon was the one of the great play-by-play guys. You remember him?
Of course.
Did the play-by-play back in the Iron Sheik days.
I mean, I wish JR was still able
Gorilla
to do
was on
WWE because he would be like, my God, the humanity. The dead man came back from the dead. I loved his calls. They're amazing.
I wonder
was amazing. Oh my
I
God.
didn't know I had
good,
JR
Fred.
in me, actually. I didn't know it. My God, the humanity. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh.
Oh my God.
All right, we need to get to the
Pretty
game.
good. No, I don't think so. I think we should do this for the next 20 minutes.
That was
That's pretty
amazing.
good.
I didn't know I had JR impression in me.
Oh
But now
my
I do.
gosh. All right, sorry,
Yeah.
Chris.
We had,
was
that's
amazing.
fine. Growing up in LA, growing up in Los Angeles, we had a guy named Dick Lane. He was legendary, did the wrestling and also the roller derby. And, I think Dick was in on everything that happened, but I couldn't have had a childhood without his
roller derby. That's
play-by-play
another one that was
coverage.
awesome.
Roller derby, yeah. Dick Lane, man. Oh, look out. John Tolis going with the salt in the eyes. All kinds of great stuff.
Salt in
Freddie
the
Blassie
eyes.
can't see anything.
Oh,
Freddie
that's
Blassie
hilarious.
is blind up there.
That's
Yeah,
so
it was
funny.
Dick Lane.
All right.
Salt in the eyes. Don't ever try it at home.
Can we?
All right, here we go into the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. 15 correct answers today, guys. Simple category. Won't take a whole lot of explanation. I think it'll be, challenging because I don't think all these answers will jump out at you. Some of them will. 3 strikes and you're out. But if somebody gets 8 correct, they will win today. You can play alongside out there as the guys try to guess the 15 correct answers. Skraby, I'm assuming you'll want to go first in this category today. There are 15 NFL players who currently have 10 or more touchdowns, have scored 10 or more touchdowns. Your job is to name the 15 players who have scored 10 or more touchdowns. So, that's not going to include passing for a touchdown. You actually have to score the touchdown. So 15 guys have done it. And away we go. Scrape, you want to, unless you want to pass, Scrape.
No. I'll just go for it.
It's your
I'll
option.
just go for it.
All right.
Oh,
Give me a guy
someone
with
wants me
10
to
or more
read.
touchdowns.
Now this is the thing. Someone wants me to read. By God, that man had a family.
He had a family because he just got
He
kicked.
just
over
died.
the,
He just died in the WWE
Yeah.
ring. All right. My first selection will be Christian McCaffrey.
your guy, 14 touchdowns.
I was going to say, don't
certainly
even.
on the list. And he belongs to Sam Levitt's team as we head into the semifinals.
I know.
You will be going against Christian McCaffrey this week, Scrape.
I know.
And you're going to have to root against him. Perhaps.
CMC.
Yeah, he's on the list with 14. All right, Tony.
Jonathan Taylor.
He's been on top all year, although he has slowed down considerably. He has 18. He leads the league, but I think he had like 16 of those the first 7 weeks. So he slowed down. I hope he stays slowed down. I'm going against him this week as he is on Braden's team in the other semifinal. Skraby, you're up.
I'm going to go with my guy, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs. He is your guy. He is second on the list with 16 touchdowns, and he is the man who will lead Skraby's club into battle this weekend in the semifinal. Tony, 2-1.
I will go with my eliminated guy, Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs, yeah. I was a little surprised to see him way up there, but that's correct. He has 14. He's tied for third.
He was my sole shining point of the season.
Well, he did have a nice year for you. Unfortunately, he is not participating in the semifinals.
No, he's not.
He probably is for some other team out there, just not yours. That's all.
You may have said it, but can we get a breakdown on positions?
No.
Okay.
You cannot.
Right.
It would give a few of the answers away. So I will not give you position.
Take that, Scrabe.
All right.
2-2, 11 correct answers left. You're looking for NFL players that have 10 or more touchdowns scored right now.
I'm going to go with your guy, Chris. Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson. That is going to cost you a strike.
What?
Yeah, Bijan does not have 10 touchdowns. I know.
No team.
He does not. Believe me, Skraby. I've suffered as he'll come out of the game now and again, and the old Tyler Algier will score.
175 yards rushing, no tubs.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, Bijan does get a lot of yardage, but he doesn't always score. And he is not on the list. So Skraby gets strike one.
Wow.
Tony, you get a chance to go into the lead here. 10 or more touchdowns scored.
I'm going to go on up to Los Angeles and get me a Devontae Adams.
Does he have
Devontae?
Yes, he does. He got leading to all receivers, I believe.
He's got 14.
Whoa.
14 receiving touchdowns. Sam Levitt, once again, will be playing against you potentially, although he's hurt right now, so we don't know if he's going to play Thursday
And it's a Thursday night football game.
They want him to play, though. They want him
I need
to
him.
play.
I need him to play. I'll tell you why later. All right, Tony takes the lead 3-2. Skraby with a strike might be hesitant now.
About to slide on you, Scrabe.
Because he felt good on Bijan Robinson.
I'm stunned. I am stunned by this.
Bijan did not make it.
Wow. Okay.
When I tell you. You guys have named 5 answers, and by the way, you've named the top 5.
What about?
So, got the 5 easiest out of the way.
I could be going.
I got a couple of my players on this list, I believe.
Players on Tony's.
Skraby going to be going home early?
I'm going to say your other guy, JSN.
JSN, the top receiver in the National Football League.
Does not have 10 touchdowns.
Number 1 in fantasy points. Strike 2. Does not have 10 touchdowns. I can't believe it either.
He does not.
He has 9, I believe, to be official, but it's not enough for for what you need here, Scrabe. Unbelievable. 2 of the best players. You would never take them out of a lineup, but neither of them has 10 touchdowns. Well, here we are. Skraby is on the doorstep, and it's Tony's turn to try to put a little more pressure on him.
I will go to one of my other running backs this year, Kyron Williams of the Rams.
See, I have him. I just don't know.
Kyron Williams is 6th with 13 touchdowns. You should know your own guy, Skraby. And that gives Tony a 4-2 lead. You guys have named the top 6 answers. There's still 9 remaining. And Skraby, you must come up with one of those 9, or we will have some time to fill because the game will be over.
Sorry, I just fell asleep for a second.
You did what?
I fell asleep because
he fell asleep because he's getting his face whooped.
Yeah, that's.
I do not want to be the bearer of bad news if he gets this wrong. I really don't.
Oh, I'm probably going to get it wrong.
I slick one.
I'm all up in my head. 10 touchdowns is harder than you think it is. Give me a second.
You got a second. You're on the doorstep. You need to act carefully here.
Tick, 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 tick,
tick. Tony loves this. He loves rubbing it in.
I don't even have anyone.
You don't even have a guess?
Let's go with. I mean, this is a dumb guess. No, I can't go with that guess. I'm sorry. I know I'm stalling right now, big time.
Well, you're keeping the game alive. That's about all you're doing.
All right.
10 touchdowns by an NFL player. There are 9 correct answers remaining.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
Skraby needs one.
Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton.
What?
I don't know.
That's the best you could come up with?
I was gonna say
Cortland Sutton.
Strike 3. I mean, no, he's not even. I don't even think he's close. Game is over. Play the music.
Team.
Can I? Yeah, play the music. Can I just give you my cheeky answer?
No, I don't want it.
Why not?
Skraby, that was an awful performance for an NFL fan.
How about Haley Steinfeld's husband?
Wait till you hear all the easy answers.
I don't think Chris knows who Haley Steinfeld's husband is.
Well, I do, and that's Josh Allen, and he has 12.
12 rushing touchdowns.
Yes,
they're all touchdowns.
Oh, is Jalen Hurts the other guy?
He probably.
No.
Oh, he doesn't have to. I thought he would.
James Cook has 12. Travis Etienne has 12.
Amon St. Brown has, 10, right?
Javonte Williams has 12. Devon Achane has 11. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 11. And the 3 guys with 10 are R.J. Harvey, Derrick Henry, and Trey McBride.
I wouldn't have got that.
Skraby, I love you, but that was
a piss poor.
Even for you. That was
I don't
really.
know if you can say that.
Okay, sorry.
We just said it. Well, you don't have to say it, but if you want to know the meaning of it, look up what Skraby just did in the Fantabulous Sports Game Show. Wow. I'm shocked.
Atrocity.
I was so excited to go into the new year with
he was talking about this on the show earlier.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into the new year with a win. I'm going to change the
You are
tide.
you're such a good fantasy guy. You follow it closely. I thought
this is perhaps your worst performance of the year.
I got in my head. I got in my head.
Worst of the year.
No, there was one where you just. I don't even think.
Well,
I
got to say
this was up your alley. This was in your lane.
But Bijan and JSN were good guesses. But Cortland Sutton, my God, you might as well just have guessed somebody who doesn't even play anymore.
Because Cortland Sutton, I swear to God, always scores touchdowns against me.
No, you can't even come to that conclusion.
That's ridiculous.
No defense for
that was
that
a really, really bad way to go out on the year. That's ridiculous.
I never got to hear the end of this song. I like that it got to the end.
Yeah, right. We got to play it all out. You want to play it again, Tony? I think we have more time. We can play it again.
At least he was going to go into the break with a win.
At least I do a good JR impression. My God.
Yeah, you do.
That's all.
Yeah, how would JR describe your demise there?
That man should be embarrassed.
He should be.
I can't believe that happened.
I can't.
I feel bad that I put all that work in for only 6 correct answers. Come on.
You just gave him 6 correct ones, huh?
You
cold-blooded. Well, I gave him most of those. You did.
Yeah, Tony gave him 4.
I was like, okay, Chris McCaffrey got nothing else apparently.
All right. 4 o'clock hour on the way. We'll reset this bad boy with a little Chris versus the fan. More Gwynn and Chris.
Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second #1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game.
Welcome back. It's Gwynn and Chris, everybody. Chris Ello in Fresno. We're about to play some
Skraby, you got a do you have a box in the way here on the
Yes, I do.
Okay.
If you would like to, watch, you can just go
There
to
we are.
YouTube, search 97.3 The Fan on YouTube, or Gwynn and Chris. We also put up an overtime video yesterday. I've been called the Grinch more times than I can count from the video yesterday.
Even my wife got in on it.
Yep.
She listened to the video. She likes to watch it, and she goes, wow, Skraby really is a Grinch. But, and we're not going to go into any more detail, but my wife came up with an idea that I think was really, really well thought out.
It was a good.
So
it was a
hopefully
good
you'll be
idea.
able to execute it.
It was definitely a good idea. It was an attainable gift that I could buy.
Right.
Without
Yeah, I
having
like
to
that. My wife was working for you when she came in this morning before I left for Fresno, and she said, "Hey, I listened to the overtime video, or watch the overtime video." My first thought in my head was, "Oh no, what did we say? What did I do?" Something like that. And then she surprised me by going, "Hey, I got an idea for Skraby. This is going to save the day."
All right.
And I, hopefully it will.
Nice. Yeah. So overtime videos are up at YouTube, Gwynn and Chris SD. Also, we put some stuff up on Instagram, Gwynn and Chris, for that. But
you're
Chris,
a mean one, Mr. Skraby,
Mr. Grinch.
Thurl Ravenscroft.
Again,
remember we
one of
talked
the
about
best
him last
names
week.
of all time
ever. Of all
Hold
time,
on, I
for sure.
gotta do some housekeeping, Chris, real quick.
Okay.
This, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. And all guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Now, we're going to be playing for qualification in this. Also, if you win Chris versus the Fans today, you will win a pair of tickets to the San Diego State basketball game tomorrow night against Air Force at Viejas Arena. Tickets
Nice.
at goaztecs.com. We're going to have JD Luster on here shortly, so that's why I should probably get into it. Phone lines are lit. Here we go.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. You will be qualified for a shot at the grand prize. Take 2 tickets to New Kids on the Block in Las Vegas on June 26th, a 2-night stay at Park MGM, and a $100 gas card. Calling all blockheads. New Kids on the Block just announced. I like that part. Just announced 2026 dates for their Right Stuff Las Vegas residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Don't miss all your favorite hits live in Las Vegas with NKOTB February through October 2026. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. All right, let's get into
on the YouTube video. I look like I've been sitting in the sun for like 6 hours.
It is.
Am I the only one seeing that?
No, you're a little like my whole video is too dark. Yours is like kind of dark, but you got some face lighting going on.
My
there.
face looks tomato colored right now.
It might be because of your shirt is red too, so it might be reflecting up.
All
right, here we go with our first contestant. We'll go with a fellow Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Are you ready to play? Oh, I never read the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before you get into it. You get that question for free. All right, Matt, how we doing?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
We're good. Player.
First-time player.
Hey,
all right.
Yes,
Here we
let's
go.
Baby.
Question number 2. All right, the reason I'm asking this is a question number 2 is because it happened this year. Which NFC West quarterback set the record for most completions in a single game this season?
Oh, like the all-time NFL record?
I believe so, yes. Matt.
Is it for me? Sorry.
Yes, this is for you. What'd you say?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. Ooh. Whoops, there it goes. NFC West, but Chris.
Oh, NFC West.
I did say
hurts
that.
you, Matt, but you did. No, he misread it, but I don't really remember this. This is an all-time record?
I believe so.
Wow. Was it your guy, Mac Jones?
Is that your guess?
Yeah.
It happened against the 49ers.
Really?
Jacoby Brissett.
Really?
Completed 45 passes.
Whoa.
Let me just
I
make
must
sure.
have been like not paying attention that day.
I remember it being a big deal.
Yeah. I didn't. I remember there was a game Michael Wilson caught 17 passes. So
sorry, I'm wrong.
Oh.
No, wait, no. I'm sorry. Jacoby Brissett, yes, 47 completions according to Pro Football Reference. For a second there was like, what?
That's a record.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 47.
Good for you. All right. Well, Matt, you carry on.
Carry on.
I got to tell you something. That's a really interesting record to set that just kind of went by the boards.
Yeah, because it was the Cardinals in a meaningless game when they got crushed by the 49ers.
I don't know. All right.
No, you're right, though. 47 completions is a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of attempts.
You just said it's the most in NFL history.
It is. That's what it says.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
How many passes did he try? Do we have that information? Or
Let me click on the box score, Chris.
Yeah, why not? We might as well find out.
He 57. So he completed 40. He went 47 for 57 for 452 yards.
A good job by the 49ers, though. They knocked down 10 passes.
I know, right? Well, Michael Wilson got like 20 of those passes.
I know. All right. Well, Matt, you're on the way here to the title,
Matt.
maybe.
Thank you for hanging on.
All right.
Question number 3. Which let me start this over. Sorry. Which former Stanford women's basketball player recorded a triple-double with 10 blocks in a game? Which former Stanford women's basketball player recorded a triple-double with 10 blocks in a game?
Yeah, not my area, but
you can say pass. You can pass, or you can guess.
Pass.
It's probably smart.
It's smart, but I'm pretty sure this is my area. I mean, I cover women's basketball.
You do. You're on the road right now with women's basketball.
Yeah, I have seen this young lady play. I could be wrong, but I think it's Cameron Brink. I mean, that makes sense to me anyway.
Wow.
Sorry, Matt.
I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cameron could block the she's pretty tall.
Yes.
She's definitely tall.
She can block the old shot.
Yep. Yeah, we played against her one night up there in Stanford. And, our kids weren't getting too many shots around the rim. She was
sure not
turning everything away. Yeah. So.
All right, let's go to our next contestant, Troy. Hello, Troy.
Hey, Troy.
What's up?
Not too much. You ready to play?
What's up?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. In which sport would a competitor use a piece of equipment known as a foil?
Fencing.
Fencing is correct. By the way, they're marketing fencing now as an activity. I kind of want to try it.
I thought when you said foil, you were talking about the Pillsbury Bake Off contest.
Yes, the Pillsbury.
Isn't that now a sport? It probably.
I don't think Bake Offs are a sport yet.
I don't know. Ballroom dancing is a sport in the Olympics, so you never know.
That is true. All right, here we go, Troy. Question number 2. What record did Aaron Judge break in the 2022 season with the Yankees?
The American League home run record.
Correct, and American League.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah, he did.
Nice
60,
job.
what was it? 64?
60. Well, he broke the record 62, but I'm not
Maris.
sure how many he ended up with.
Good job. Nice job, Troy.
Well, very nice job. All right. Question
One
number
more
3
for the title.
I'm not sure if Chris will know this one or not, but it is right up his alley. Who was the first major league pitcher to strike out 300 batters in a season?
The first.
Bob Gibson.
Bob Gibson.
I like it. don't think it's correct, but I mean, to me, it's
stay there until Chris.
That's a good guess. Yeah, 300, which is almost unattainable now, right? Because nobody pitches that many innings.
Not even close.
You know, Nolan Ryan holds the record. I'm going to just sound like I know what I'm talking about before I miss the question. But Nolan Ryan has 383, which is who's going to possibly get to that, right?
No one.
You know, and Koufax had 382. But I think I'm going to go back to Bob Feller. I don't know that he had that many, but he was the first true fireballer. And it could have been somebody way back in the 1900s who pitched 1 million innings. But I'll try Bob. Oh, wait. Oh, God.
I'm going to need
Walter Johnson or Bob Feller. I'm going to go with Bob Feller. Oh,
wow.
God, I almost talked myself out of
Troy.
it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Troy. I almost talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
Because Walter Johnson used to strike out a lot too. But, yeah.
You know
Bob
what we're
Feller.
going to do? I know we're kind of condensing the game a little bit, but we
can go tiebreaker.
We have JD Lester on the other side. So I'm going to go with Bob Feller stats.
Okay, tiebreaker. That's fair.
And I will also change up the prize because we're doing this tiebreaker. The Aztec tickets are going to be given away a little bit later because you needed to win the actual game.
Oh.
Just made it up on the fly.
You did.
All right, let's go.
You know what Bob Feller's nickname was? It really shows you what the era was like, Skraby.
What?
They called him Rapid Robert.
Because of how fast he pitched?
Exactly, because he threw hard.
Oh.
But it's kind of a dorky nickname.
Rapid Roberts.
That's it.
It's
Rapid
really
Robert.
kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's go to Kevin in Oceanside. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, guys. My birthday last year, I won on Chris. First time to beat Chris on my birthday last year.
Very nice.
Hey, good
Very
job,
nice.
Kevin.
That's a
All
good
right.
birthday present.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
All right, we're going to do tiebreaker, Kevin. You stay right there. I'm going to ask Chris for a number on Bob Feller's career, and then Kevin is going to guess whether the actual number is higher or lower than what Chris says. So, Chris, let's just go with how many strikeouts did he have in his career?
Oh, man, he had a lot. I don't know how many years he pitched.
Oh, 18. And by the way,
18 years. Wow.
1942, 3 and 4. He was he didn't play due to military service, which is
Bob
still
Feller.
insane to me. Which is
How many years? 18 years.
Yep.
So 20 times 150 would be 3,000. But he was 18. I'm gonna go 2,700.
2,700. Kevin, is the actual answer higher or lower?
I'm going to go lower.
Lower. Nice job.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah,
All
Kevin.
right,
Yeah, look at
Kevin.
Kevin. He's so excited. I love it.
Yeah.
Stay right there, Kevin. I'm going to get
Now,
your
wait a
information.
second. Did he say this is his birthday again?
Oh, let me get Kevin back on the line.
We'll get him back on there.
Kevin, is today your birthday?
Today is my birthday. 2 years in a
Wow.
row.
That's
2 years
amazing.
in a row.
That is amazing.
How about that?
Stay right there, Kevin. That
Good
was
job, Kevin.
amazing.
I think you should give the guy the Air Force tickets
I
for his
can't do
birthday.
it.
Come on. Come on.
Does the chat think it's okay?
Too bad. The chat, tough. This is his birthday.
You made the call, so I have to go with.
I'm making the call. If the chat has a problem, tell them to take it
Okay.
up with me.
Okay, I will. JD
It's
Lester.
Kevin's birthday. You got to come through.
Yes. So we're gonna do traffic, and then
Yeah. How many strikeouts did he have? You didn't tell
Oh,
us.
2,581. So
Wow,
you
I
were
was
right
pretty
there.
close.
You were very
Yeah.
close.
2581. Okay.
All right, Aztec men's basketball assistant coach JD Lester on the other side. Gwynn Chris, 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Right.
The Aztecs men's basketball team has a couple games this week, Chris. One against Air Force tomorrow night, starting off the Mountain West, and also a number 1 overall showdown with Arizona over the weekend. And I'm pretty excited about this week. We have Aztecs men's assistant basketball coach J.D. Luster on the show right now. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure.
So we are getting into the bulk of the season, the meat of the season. You got conference play, you got big teams going on. How do you keep them focused on Air Force and not looking ahead to playing the number 1 team in the country in Arizona?
I think that's easy. You know, we're 5-3 right now, and we're not where we want to be. I think we've lost some games that we feel like we should have had a better performance in. So for us, it's about us every single day. It don't matter if we play in Arizona, Air Force, or whoever it is on our schedule. It's about us and playing up to our standards.
Coach J.D. Luster, I got to tell you, what you guys are all superior coaches and great guys. Skraby, he calls the show. We're expecting him to call in, and he's still like, this is J.D. Luster, the San Diego State men's basketball assistant. And we're like, yeah, we know, Coach.
It's amazing. It's great. Everybody is so cool about it.
You guys are great. Yeah, we love it. Coach, let me ask you, since the trip to Vegas, right, now you've had, I'm going to say 21 days maybe of practice, something like that, and only 2 games in there. To me, that's just what the doctor ordered. Take us through the last 3 weeks and kind of include what you took out of the 2 wins over Utah Valley and Lamar.
I think you took the words out of my mouth as far as what the doctor ordered. I think in Vegas, at times we didn't look like ourselves. And when I say ourselves, it's San Diego State brand of basketball where you're tough, you're physical, you lock in defensively. Against the Baylor team, we scored 81 points and lost that game. And in typical years, if you score 81 at San Diego State, you usually win by 10 to 15 points because our defense usually is stingy and don't allow a lot of points. So for us, since we've been back from Vegas, this has been about getting back to who we are as far as Aztecs, being in the stands defensively, flying around and playing with passion on that end of the floor.
Talking to Coach J.D. Luster of the Aztecs men's basketball team here on 97.3 The Fan. And this year, you guys can really score. And we're used to Aztec teams being really great defensively. This team's still coming along defensively. But is there ever a mindset shift where you're like, all right, we need to start focusing on our offense and not necessarily forgetting about defense, but maybe going with the strength of the team?
I think, it's definitely something that's, you think about, but Again, we scored 81 points against Baylor, and we lost. So the problem this year hasn't been to score. I mean, we scored over 100 points against Troy and lost. So at some point, it's like, okay, we're scoring the ball. That's great, but we got to stop teams from scoring as well. Like we can't go into games and depend on outscoring people.
Yeah, we've not seen a lot of that over the years. So, JD, let me ask you about BJ Davis coming off the bench this year, and especially the last two games. I mean, he's come in, giving you big lift in both games. Again, I know you're going to see how it goes, and I think guys who play defense are going to get the bulk of the playing time. But talk about his progress and what he means, because to the rest of us who, he was 2 years ago, he didn't even get off the bench. And now here he is, really contributing mightily to your squad. I think it's a great story. He didn't come in right away and have a ton of success.
Yeah, I mean, you said it best. His first year when we went to a Sweet 16, he was on a team with a lot of good guards. Lamont Butler, Micah Parrish, Reese Waters was on that team. So he was playing behind some really good guards, and so he had to kind of wait his turn. But this is the same BJ Davis that we seen when we went out and we recruited him. He was a guy that can always really score the ball in bunches. He could score it off the bounce or off the catch, and then he can really guard defensively full court. So he's what we call an Aztec when we go out looking for a guard. He's a guy who's versatile on both sides of the ball, and I think you guys are really starting to see like him coming to his own. Last year was his first year ever like playing at this level, because as you mentioned, his freshman year he didn't really play a lot. So this is just a byproduct of him being comfortable now.
Talking to Coach J.D. Lester of the Aztecs men's basketball team, and Elsie Harrington, he is really fun to watch. He's an awesome basketball player, and I gotta think when something is, not that it comes easy, but for him, he stepped in, he can show he can play against these guys. What is it like for him to kind of figure out that, hey, I am able to play with these guys? And does he share things like that with you, or do you guys encourage him to go, maybe be confident in what he's doing out there?
Yeah, I think that's one of the beauties of playing for Coach Dutcher. I think he's a player's coach, and I think he instills that confidence in you. And I think all our players, 1 through 15, know that they have his vote of confidence. And when they're out there, especially offensively, they have complete freedom. And I think Elsie, you've seen that in Vegas. He came in and, he really impacted the games on the offensive end. And like you said, the game comes easy for him. And for him to be a freshman, I think the sky is the limit. At his size, being 6'7" and can play the point guard position, being able to facilitate, and then also being able to score the ball for himself. I think he's a guy that he's going to continue to keep getting better.
Man, 6'7" point guard. How nice would that be to have the skills and the size and the,
I would be able to dunk, Chris. I would be able to dunk if I was 6'7".
You might be able to at 6'7". Yeah, I mean, he's so fun to watch. Coach, I don't mean this to be a tough question, but I know that, Brian Dutcher, talking about the season, one of the things he spoke about before it ever started was that you have so much depth on this roster. And, right now, I'm watching these games. You guys are going 11 deep, and it's hard to see that any of those 11 don't deserve to play. But how is it going as a staff to try to manage, all 11 guys and keep them in the flow of the game? And is there any thought that it might be something you have to change as the season goes along?
I think right now it's just, you kind of go game by game and see the flow of the game. And some games may call for a different skill set. Some teams where, you got to get a lot of rebounding, and it's a tough, rugged game. I think a guy like Tay Simmons, that's kind of where he flourishes in those kind of games. And then a game where it's like, skill-wise, far stylistic, I think a guy like Jeremiah Odin fare better in those kind of games. So I think the beauty of having the depth that we have is we got guys that can step up on any given night. And also, you know, when you don't have the consistency maybe in a certain area, you could do it by committee.
Well, 2 big games this week for the Aztecs basketball team. Air Force tomorrow night at Viejas Arena, and then in Arizona against Arizona. Thanks, Coach, for your time today. You're always so generous with us. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Coach.
Okay, have a good day. God bless.
You too. Thank you very much to Coach J.D. Luster of the Aztecs men's basketball team. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
I think Coach Luster, said it right. I mean, they're playing Air Force tomorrow. Air Force doesn't have a good record. They don't have a great team normally. But it is the conference opener, and the Aztecs, the way they're playing right now, they can't take anybody lightly, right? I mean, they lost to Troy, so they can't be going into Air Force too confident. So, I think that's good. But we, the fans, can look ahead a little to Saturday. I mean, you're going to get to play Arizona, the number 1 team in the nation. The game is not going to be in Tucson. It's going to be in Phoenix. So, it's, quote, a neutral location, although I think they'll have most of the fans, obviously, in Phoenix. But you know what happened the last time we played? Well, maybe not, because I think UConn was the number 1 team also. But they beat Alabama, and I'll never forget it. So
neither will I.
Maybe they can. Yeah, I know you won't. You'll never let me forget it. You've watched it with me.
Well,
I'd like to believe they can, put on I thought maybe Michigan, they'd give them a game. They weren't ready for Michigan.
No one was ready for Michigan.
Yeah, right. I think they're going to be much more ready for Arizona on Saturday. I can't call that they're going to win the game. Arizona's obviously great, but I think you're going to see a much, better performance and, something to give them a bunch of confidence going into the rest of the season. So I'm still excited about this team.
Me too.
Don't fall asleep on them, man. As Coach Luster said, they've had a month to practice. That's dangerous. You give Brian Dutcher that much practice time, his team normally is going to get a lot better.
It does, and get better defensively.
Right.
All right. That's it for this segment, Chris. On the other side, I have some tough questions for you about your Dolphins in the Big Five. We're going to start with the Dolphins in the Big Five. We also have our biggest fan that we're going to give away the name at 5:35 today. But the Big Five coming up next, and Chris is going to have to predict the Dolphins' future. He's holding up
he's holding up my earbud case.
Yes, his earpod case has a dolphin on it. Oh, by the way,
what?
Michael Valenzuela came in here looking for you.
Yeah, well, I skedaddled out of town because after I lost. We exchanged some texts. I congratulated him on the Steelers winning, and but yeah, I'm sure he wants to rub it in a little bit.
He said
more. He'll have to wait till tomorrow.
He said he was going to send you a bunch of frozen dolphin emojis.
He did.
He did.
I'll show you what he sent me on the other side. It's pretty funny.
All right, so we got Big Five and frozen dolphin emojis on the other side. 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and
Chris Ello in
Are
Fresno.
you trying to say that
What?
some ill language could escape over the airwaves if
Yeah.
we came on maybe a second or two earlier?
Yeah, like when Tony turned on the mic in the middle of the break to talk to you. That was
And
a
usually,
little scary.
I mean, people don't understand. People will understand this, knowing our relationship. But I'm usually screaming obscenities at Skraby throughout the break, and then we stop before
Yes.
we come back.
Yes,
So,
exactly. And then we go,
Yeah.
hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello,
back to
everyone.
Gwynn and
Yes.
Chris, Tony
Right.
Good Jr., Idol, Chris Ello here.
Don't
Matt
say
Skraby
idle. I don't want
here.
Rick Schloss to get on your case.
Well, I think Rick has been
Overruled?
overruled. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
so.
has. Most people
Yeah,
have
Rick.
told me they liked the Idol designation.
Sorry, Rick. You've been overruled on that one.
You have been overruled, Rick. All right, we got
Look,
the big
hey,
five.
we took his suggestion under advisement.
We did.
And we decided, nope, we're
I-
not changing it.
I took the big stamp and I said veto.
Veto. Yes.
All right, traffic is not quite ready yet. So as soon as traffic is ready, we'll bring it to you. But let's get into the big five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
You're too close to the camera, Chris. You got to see Chris.
Sorry, I'm trying to read without my glasses.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. I need to find my glasses. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. I feel like before we get into it, MLB Network keeps showing these games from throughout 2025. I
Right.
swear to you, outside of one, everything has been Dodgers games. All of them. The one was like Kyle Schwarber's 4 home run game. But right now they're playing a July 8th game between the Dodgers and the Brewers.
I really don't care if you're the biggest Dodger fan or homer in history. If you're watching a replay of a game on July 8th against the Brewers, get a life.
You would be doing that, I think. at
I
some
would
point.
not.
Okay.
There is no way I'd watch a replay. I don't even watch a replay of a game if I know the score the night it was played.
All right, fair enough.
Number 5.
So we're going to get into it. Chris is up first, obviously, but after being eliminated from the playoffs last night, the have some tough questions to ask going forward. I'm going to ask 2 questions, Chris, with yes or no answers. I'm not even give my opinion. My time is given to you. Will Tua be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins next year? And will Mike McDaniel be the head coach?
I think the second is more likely than the first.
You think that Mike McDaniel is more likely to be the head coach than Tua being quarterback?
I do. I think Mike McDaniel's, the 4 wins in a row, although they didn't impress me because they came over the Jets, the Saints, and the Commanders. They had one big win over Buffalo in there, but those 4 wins didn't do a lot for me. What I want to see Mike McDaniel do is win a game in cold weather and prime time in December, like the game last night, and he can't win those. So I've made up my mind that Mike McDaniel has probably gone as far as he can go, but I don't think the ownership has, made that determination. I think they really want to keep him. Now, the Tua Tagovailoa story, I've stuck up for him probably more than anybody and longer than anybody. I tried to fight for the first 5 years that he was better than Justin Herbert. I can't even come close to bringing that up anymore.
You know what we were talking about today before the show with Tony, Adam, and myself? Is that very conversation, is that Chris has stuck with Tua for a very long time, even defending the draft pick.
Yeah, I tried because he was my favorite team's quarterback and I wanted him to do well. But I have seen such a regression this year in Tua that it's no longer something you can ignore. And you and I talked about it off the air, and you agreed with me. And I think anyone I say this to will agree with me, even if you're the biggest Dolphin fan. When he goes back to pass, if he doesn't have his first option open, the play is over. He panics. He can't find his second and third receivers. He starts scrambling. normally running backwards and losing yardage, or he'll force a pass as he did last night that, gets picked off that doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do it. And I think I feel bad in a lot of ways because the Tua Tagovailoa that was at Alabama before he, remember he injured his hip horribly in that game against Mississippi State. Yeah. And that, along with the concussions, I don't think he's a quarterback in the NFL anymore. He's going to have to really go some to turn me back around. And, Mike McDaniel said today, benching him is not out of the question. Okay, so you bench him the last 2 games. What, are you going to really make Zach Wilson the quarterback of the future?
Tony and I surmised yes.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to work. But they're going to have to do something. I was even thinking today that you call Arizona and think about trying to maybe acquire a Kyler Murray. Because I think the Dolphins, the team isn't as bad as it had been earlier in the season, but the quarterback play is really bad. So, I have to, finally come to grips with Tua. I don't think he's the guy anymore.
Just as unfortunate because they paid him a boatload of money to be that guy.
I know.
And we'll figure out. We'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to put Zach Wilson in, though. I don't know.
They could put Quinn Ewers in for 3 games and see if he has
Might as well do that.
That would be smarter. Number
4.
The Atlanta Braves got their man. According to John Heyman, the Braves are in agreement with free agent shortstop Ha-Seong Kim on a 1-year, $20 million contract. After reaching free agency last offseason, he signed a 2-year, $29 million deal with the Rays, then was with the Braves. He turned down an option of $16 million and turned it into a $20 million contract. I'm up first. Is Ha-Seong Kim worth $20 million? No. I'm sorry. No. I don't even think he was worth $20 million in his best season with the Padres. Ha-Seong Kim had a very injury-filled season last year. Very poor number season last year. The Rays thought he was so bad. Apparently, they just wanted to get rid of him. And the Braves are now paying him $20 million for next year. I think this is an overpay. And I think the Braves got swindled by Ha-Seong Kim here. Chris, what do you think? Is he worth $20 million for a year?
Well, we can always make this claim. Nobody's probably, not even Lindor or, nobody's worth $20 million
maybe
a year.
Ohtani.
But it is,
maybe Ohtani.
Right. It is baseball. Look, Ha-Seong Kim was a fan favorite here. I get that. His greatest season, he had 17 home runs. He followed that up with 11. So to me, even the 17 is an outlier. Ha-Seong Kim has a 240 career average, and he averages about 8-9 home runs a year. Are you kidding me? How is that worth $20 million? He plays an okay shortstop. He's not. In fact, he's better on difficult plays than he is on routine plays, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we watched that. And he's one of the worst base runners in all of baseball.
But his helmet falls off and looks cool.
Yeah, fine. The Braves will find out about that. But this is why the ultimate thing with this is, look, I have nothing against Ha-Seong. If they give him 20, take 20, right? You're not going to turn it down. But this is why when they come to the collective bargaining agreement and the possible shutdown and the owners say they don't have any money, the players are going to go, what are you talking about? You're giving guys like Ha-Seong Kim $20 million.
You're giving Tyler Rogers 3 years, $37 million.
Right. The owners have more money than they know what to do with, and the players know it, and that's why we're going to be having a work stoppage. And it's signings like this that the owners can't control themselves that gets them into trouble. Even if Ha-Seong Kim has an all-star season, I don't see him being worth $20 million, but he's never had an all-star season before. I don't know why you would think he's going to have one now.
Our boss Adam is calling the Atlanta Braves the Atlanta Padres now because Jurickson Profar, Robert Suarez, and Ha-Seong Kim are all over there.
Yeah, is 3 guys enough to be? I don't know.
It's actually a decent amount that we're all on the same team.
I'll tell you one thing. Those 3 guys for the Padres made about $30 million total. those three guys for the Braves are making about $100 million total.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Texas quarterback Arch Manning is going to return to school to play in 2026, so there's no more questions about whether or not he's going to be entering the draft. Apparently, Arch's dad, Cooper, sent a text message to ESPN's Dave Wilson that said, quote, Arch is playing football at Texas next year. I don't know why Arch can't speak for himself. His grandpa speaks for him. His dad speaks for him. It's crazy. Blah, 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 blah.
He speaks when he's on the field. He's gotten a couple of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties this year.
Yeah, maybe he's just too bottled up. They need to open him up a little bit.
Yeah.
So basically, people were a little bit surprised, even though he didn't have a great season, but people were surprised because of the weakish quarterback class that's going to be coming up for the NFL draft. So, Chris, are you surprised that he is going back to Texas?
I think there's a little bit of a surprise because you thought maybe he might go for the money here, but I will say this: they're making the right decision, and I think he's lucky that he has people around him that are not filling his head with outlandish thoughts. Arch Manning's not ready to be an NFL quarterback, but you know what, Skraby? After he got off to a bad start and fell completely out of the Heisman race and all of that stuff, he actually started playing pretty well. He had some really good games the second half of the season. So just let him have some good games. Let him pile a few more on there. The money's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think this is a smart move, and I think he's lucky to be surrounded by people that are giving him the right advice.
Who's going to get the first overall pick in 2026? Because we know that they like to play that game. It's either going to
the
be
Dolphins stay with Tua Tagovailoa, they might be able to get it.
Well, the Titans don't need a quarterback apparently.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah,
we'll see. Oh, the Giants don't need a quarterback. Arch might be.
I think Arch is going to be pretty good. I think what happened to him, and I was guilty of it too, because I didn't want to see him do well. But it was because they gave him the Heisman Trophy before the season started, and people felt some type of way about that.
They did.
But, once he fell out of that and just started playing, he actually did pretty well.
He did.
So, yeah.
Number 2.
Interim coach of Michigan, Biff Poggi, said Michigan.
By the way, does Biff Poggi look like a Biff Poggi or
Biff
what?
Poggi looks like a Biff Poggi.
Yeah, he does.
The big joke is hire a coach that no one is attracted to, which I think is very, very mean.
Oh, that's mean. But
with what's going on with Michigan, anyway, Biff Poggi said that it's Michigan's focus is anything but ordinary following all this firing and all the inappropriate staff relationship, felony home invasion, stalking charges that were put upon their former head coach. He spent several days supporting players, noting their initial disbelief, then anger, and now a feeling of betrayal, which they are as a team trying to work through. So I'm up first. The players are often overlooked in a situation like this, but how much damage do you think this did to individual players? And short, because we're heading to the end, I think this could do a lot of damage. You look up to a guy, you think this guy's someone else. All of a sudden you find out that he's threatening to harm someone and breaking into their house and stalking, and he's a family man, and all these bad things come out about this guy. I think this would individually affect people. What do you think, Chris?
Understand that a lot of college kids, high school kids, little league kids look up to their coaches like they're their parents.
Yes.
So when something like this happens, no doubt it can have an effect. Agreed.
Yeah, and it's not easy to get through this because it's like you followed a guy and then now you're like, man, do I have a good read on people type of thing?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you question yourself.
But
exactly.
Biff Poggi's got it, Chris.
Come on, Biff.
I like Biff.
Biff's got to diagnose something to shut down Arch Manning in the bowl game.
What is it, the Cheez-It Bowl or something?
I don't know, but I
think
know
it
they
might
play
be the
each other.
Cheez-It. Can you believe Michigan and Texas are playing in the Cheez-It Bowl?
Whatever works.
All right. That's it for the Big Five.
Oh, we got through it. We made it.
Well, kind of. Shedeur Sanders is currently 10th in Pro Bowl voting among quarterbacks. He leads Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson and everything, but we don't really need to talk about that.
The fans. That's why you don't leave everything up to the fans right there.
Correct. When we get back, Chris, we have some updating to do on Giants signed a pitcher. Also, I want to get your thoughts on maybe Ramon Laureano being traded is the best thing for the Padres.
No!
That's next on 97.3 The Fan. You know what, Chris? I gotta say that I really needed my Prius the other day because I really wanted to just try to get someone to hit me because people on the roads are insane. So basically, there's two things I complain about, Chris. It's driving stuff and also 7-Eleven. That's what I also complain about, what happens inside of a 7-Eleven.
Did you go to 7-Eleven today?
I did not.
I talked to our friend, or my friend over there, Chat, who is the gal who runs the place.
Yes.
And I told her that, she's a wonderful store employee, does a fantastic job. She's always smiling.
Yeah, she is.
And I told her to be on the lookout for you. And I told her to do a better job of managing the lines in the store.
Whoa.
To make sure that you don't get, caught in the wrong line as you did that one day.
Now she's going to side-eye me when I go in there.
No, she won't. Chat's the best.
Yeah.
Kevin, who's the other employee that you run into.
Yes.
He drives everybody crazy, including Chat.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Kevin is one of the funniest checkers in the history of 7-Eleven.
He is very funny.
He really is hilarious.
And
but
Chris
he's
and
a little bit preoccupied back there. I'm not sure what he's doing, but Chat, I talked to Chat about Kevin, and she's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that guy. So
I love
there
that
you
you
go.
got to the bottom of employee
I've got the whole
relations
thing.
at 7-Eleven.
Got it all squared away for you. So
Yeah.
next time you're in there, tell Chat hello and tell her I sent you, and you'll be
Okay.
You'll be better taken care of.
Okay, so I have a bonus daily gripe, which is I don't like it when clerks or checkers at these places pay attention to their phone while they're checking me out.
Pay attention to their phone.
Like they're
Who does
texting or they're talking on the
Really?
phone or something like that.
Oh,
Like I'm
that's
not
a
a fan
faux
of that
pas.
because
No.
at 7-Eleven, when you use your card, they have to activate something to allow you to use your card. So sometimes I see them scrolling on their phone and they're not activating anything. But I mean, maybe I'm
7-Eleven, man, I don't have time to lollygag at 7-Eleven.
No,
I really don't.
I mean, who
And
does?
that's why 7-Eleven needs to get out of the lottery business immediately.
Or
'Cause
just do a lottery only line.
these people who sit there and fill out, you know who you are out there. People who sit there in line at 7-Eleven and do their entire banking through their lottery purchases.
They have like manila folders full
Right.
of like
And-
histories.
And they don't even turn around to notice that the line is now 32 people deep in
they
a
don't care.
7-Eleven.
They don't care.
I know they don't.
Oh, also, if we're complaining right now, let's complain about this. I think that businesses have put too much of their customer service into mobile orders instead of taking care of the customers in the store. I was at a coffee shop the other day, think you know which one, and I walk in and I'm standing there at the front of the line for like 5 minutes, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we're filling the mobile orders." But I'm right here. I'm right here.
Nah, too bad. Too bad. If you don't order your stuff on mobile, you're not with it anymore. And I agree
like
with you,
mobile
Scrape.
stuff, but you also have to, reserve part of your time for the customers that are in the store.
No, they don't. They don't care. But I think they make more money on the mobile people.
I'm sure they do.
They want to have faster service for the mobile orders, because I think they feel like that's where their bread is buttered.
And I also
more.
saw, this is the last thing I promise, and then we'll go into Chris's brilliant topic that we talked about in the break that he has. I also think, like, last night I was trying to get gas. I was trying to pay gas, and I only had cash. So I walked inside, and someone ordered for a DoorDash delivery or whatever. Someone ordered ice, a taquito, a hot dog, and a Slurpee.
At 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and someone has to deliver that. It's all
Yes.
going to be melted by the time they get there. Who's ordering ice, a Slurpee, a hot dog, and a taquito?
Is it too much to ask 7-Eleven to just not allow mobile orders?
I don't think they'll ever not do that.
Because I'll tell you one thing. If we go back to our 7-Eleven, if Kevin is in charge of finding the person's mobile order, you as an
We're in
in-house
trouble.
customer, yeah, you might as well just go home.
Kevin's not
Kevin's
for the
not
mobile
going to
order
find
game.
the order. He's going to bring the wrong order out. He's going to have an issue. and you're never going to get the mobile thing is taking over. A bit of a comparison to that, although I don't have as much support on it, is just as you talked about paying cash. There's so many places now that are almost upset when you pay cash. They don't. Yeah. It frustrates them that they have to, count the money out.
It was because I forgot my wallet at home, and so I needed to, pay
I like
cash.
to pay cash. I still like to feel, because it's too easy to put the card there and not keep track of how much money you're spending.
Exactly.
Whereas when cash disappears from your wallet, you understand that you're spending some money. There's a value in working and using cash.
I agree.
But
I agree
not
with
too many
that.
people, agree with that or see it that way any longer.
When I was newly out of rehab, I needed to redo my entire financial structure, and I needed to figure out what I was doing wrong. And so I used cash. I did for my budgeting for the beginning.
If you're out there and you know who you are, because there's a lot of people like this that can't control their spending habits but would like to.
Yes.
A great way to do it is to take out whatever it is, $100 cash at the beginning of the week, and say, that's it. I can't spend more than that.
Yeah.
That will teach you to, be careful. But if you just put the card down every time you buy something, you don't even know how much you're spending anymore.
Yeah, I was getting to the point where I wasn't even checking my online balance or anything. Like someone could be stealing money. Anyway,
I'm here to help. We're here to help. Skraby, the Skraby and Ello, psychological service office is open for business.
Yes, so just don't go to Kevin at 7-Eleven near us. All right.
Right.
This hour is brought to you by Mission Fed. From first accounts to big life moments, Mission Fed can help. Saving shouldn't be stressful. Mission Fed makes it easier with great rates on savings, certificates, and ultra money market accounts. Grow your money the smart way. Check the latest rates and open an account at missionfed.com. Membership and account criteria apply. So, the topic that Chris told me in the break was one about maybe a possible future owner of the Padres and how he is currently dealing with fans that are upset over his team.
Yeah, it's a good story. It comes out of Oakland or San Francisco, and the Golden State Warriors owner, as now many of us are familiar with, his name is Joe Lacob, Lacob. Joe is the owner of the Warriors. And maybe a lot of us didn't even know that or weren't aware of it until his name kind of popped up as, maybe somebody who, in fact, not even maybe, he is interested in trying to buy the Padres. He would love to own a Major League Baseball team. He's tried in the past. He's been turned back. And with the Padres, I don't even think we have to say apparently up for sale. Can't we just say that they are kind of up for sale now?
I guess the technical way is they're shopping a sale.
Okay, shopping a sale. Good way to say it. But with the Padres shopping a sale, whatever that means, Joe Lacob's name is one of the names that has surfaced. So I think it's interesting when I see a story like this today. The Warriors have struggled lately. They've fallen to 13-14. Which for them is obviously not, acceptable.
Not at all.
They're eighth in the West. They lost to Portland the other night, and they've been slumping. So a Warriors fan named Justin Dutari sent the owner, Mr. Lacob, a critical note.
An email.
An email, yes, but critical in the sense that he was being critical of the team.
Yes.
So he sent this email to Joe Lacob telling him that, quote, the team needs a, quote, real second opinion, that Jimmy Butler's tools are being underutilized, and blaming the lack of positional size on the roster. That was the email sent to Joe Lacob.
I think it's crazy that fans.
Right. And I think most of us feel and would say, and then at the end of the gentleman ended his email by saying, I am so frustrated. Okay. How many letters of like this email are sent out when teams lose games?
Oh, I'm sure hundreds, thousands.
Right. Hundreds and hundreds. So you got to believe that most of us feel that an owner is not even going to look at the email, let alone read it and respond to it.
Seriously. This is wild that he did that.
Right. So Joe Lacob, the owner of the Warriors, saw the email and immediately, like within an hour, sent back a response. And it said, quote, "You can't be as frustrated as me. I am working on it. It's complicated. Our style of play, coaches' desires regarding players, league trends." Then he said Jimmy Butler's not the problem. But I think a lot of people, first of all, I think if you're a Padre fan and you hear this and you say, man, this guy could be owner of our team one day, you love the passion, right?
Yeah.
Do you not?
Yeah, you do.
I would think you love it. You love the fact that he actually responded to a fan, which is so un-owner-like.
You're very un-owner-like. And a critical email. Owners don't see, they don't see what we see.
Right. Yeah, they're shielded from this stuff. And so anyway, so he writes the guy back. Now this continued. The guy who wrote the email published Joe Lacob's response on Reddit.
Yes.
So now everybody could see it. And then the Warriors themselves had to come out and confirm that it actually was the owner who sent this response. Well, once that got out, members of the media in San Francisco are like, wow, not only is the guy passionate about his team, but if you read between the lines, he was being a little critical.
He was.
Of the way they're being coached, the way the style of play, the way the players are being used, etc. So, of course, Steve Kerr was then asked about it. And I think Steve Kerr's right. Steve Kerr said it's no big deal. I'm not concerned about anything like that. He's frustrated. We're all frustrated. And I think Steve Kerr, at least for my position, here, has earned enough cachet to have a 13-14 record. I'm not like ready to fire this guy. But Steve Kerr said Joe's frustrated. Steph Curry's frustrated. Green is frustrated. Draymond Green. And so, anyway, I thought we'd share it because if Joe Lacob ends up owning the Padres, to me, this is the kind of guy I want.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want a guy who actually cares. You want a guy who gets a little angry when you get a little angry. And
right.
You want a guy who's willing to spend some money. You want a guy who's you want a guy, not Steve Cohen. I think Steve Cohen, owner of the Mets, is too fanboy. You need to be a realistic sports fan owner. That's what I want. I don't want Steve Cohen because he's just going to throw money at everything and then nothing's going to work. But a guy like this, I like it.
Well, on the surface, I think it really does sound good. Never mind the fact that he's presided over 4 or 5 championships, right? So he knows, how to win with his organization. But yeah, we don't think owners care what we think as fans in general. We just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep using Dick Monfort as an example, but it's kind of an easy example to use.
The perfect example.
Right. He's the opposite end of the spectrum. But we could even say in San Diego, to a certain extent, like let's just talk about when the Spanos owned the Chargers. They didn't feel like there was any connection between the fans and Spanos, and that's why the whole family is despised so much to begin with. But Joe Lacob sounds like the kind of guy, if the team's losing, he's going to be right there with you. And I think that's going to make fans feel great. So another vote for Joe Lacob to become the owner of the Padres.
Yeah, can we just make this official? Can we just give him the team already? I really need him to be the owner of the team.
I do too, because the longer it takes, the longer we're going to be kind of, languishing and waiting to see what money we're going to spend and not spend.
Well, whoa, I almost went Tony right there with my voice. I think on the other side, Chris, I got to ask you a little bit about Ramon Laureano, because the more I think about it, the more he might be the guy that they can trade. And I'll explain on the other side. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. Here's some traffic.
From the 8th.
Just about 15 minutes or so away from our biggest fan announcement for today. So stay tuned. If you signed up for the biggest fan, we're going to be giving out one of our names here shortly. But back here, Gwynn and Chris, Skraby, Tony Idle, back tomorrow. Chris was idle. Now he's active, and he's in Fresno. We were making fun of the airport code earlier, Chris, because the airport code of Fresno is fat. So
yeah, I don't know how they arrived at that.
I don't know either.
That's what they came up with. I mean, they probably could have just gone with FRE and gotten away with it. But
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why FAT is the way to go. And
maybe there's another airport somewhere in the world that's FRE.
Probably that's got to
look
be
that up.
That's got to be.
Los Angeles, of course, is LAX, which I've, just accepted, but never 100% understood. So.
Well, San Francisco is SFO, which kind of makes sense. But who puts the last letter of the word on an abbreviation?
I think we should change all of the airport abbreviations. That would cause a lot of havoc.
Oh, you want to cause havoc is what you're saying.
Have you ever heard? There's a comedian named Gary Gilman. I don't know if you know this name.
It sounds familiar.
He does a classic routine about the abbreviation of state names. I don't mean to be too confusing on this. You'd have to watch it to really enjoy the comedy genius of this whole skit. But how they arrived at Alaska being AL, or actually Alaska's AK, Alabama's AL. He goes through this whole thing. Anyway, I've lost you, but maybe somebody else out there knows what I'm talking about. It's very inventive skit that he does about how somebody somewhere invented the mail codes for all the states.
Kentucky is KY, I believe.
It is, but I don't think he gets that far. I think he just kind of takes us through the A's to show us how crazy the whole thing is. But anyway, look it up if you ever have 10 minutes. Hopefully you'll like it.
All right.
There.
I will.
Okay. Gary Gilman.
Gary Gilman. All right, Chris. We talked about this earlier because all these names are being thrown out there. And during the Skraby Show at 6:20, I am going to go through each and every rumored name that we talked about yesterday, because I wanted to view it from the Padres side, because I don't want them to trade any of these guys. I like all of them. I want them to be a part of the team. But I was looking through, and Ramon Laureano, as much as I love Top Ramon last year, he's going into a contract. He's going to be a free agent next year, so he's only got 1 year left on his deal. It's very team
before
friendly.
You go any further, the nickname Top Ramon, was that mine or was that a listener who improved on what we were doing?
No, that was yours. You said Top Ramon, and then a listener sent us a graphic of Top Ramon.
Right. It never totally took off, but
it was close.
We tried.
It was close. There were some people that were out there saying Top Ramon and all that.
Yeah, right.
But Ramon Laureano he's going to be a free agent. As I said, he is very team-friendly contract, $6.5 million this year. But here's the thing with Ramon Laureano. Do we trust that he had a career year last year, and we cautioned against career years with players and like having to do it again. And I'm just not sure if he will do it again, because this year by far was his best year of his career. The second best year of his career, I believe, was 2019, according to some of the stats. But maybe it is in a world. It's a way for the Padres to fill out some spots by trading Ramon Laureano. But
maybe we sell high, is what you're saying.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is all right.
That's what I meant to say, but you said it better.
Right. Sticking up for your idea here. There's never been a better time to offer Ramon Laureano in trade, right? Because he could get you the most right now that he'd ever be able to get you, along with being a team-friendly contract, right?
Yes, very team-friendly.
So even better. I see where you're saying, because to me, the Padres need Ramon Laureanos.
I agree.
Because they need guys that are good that don't cost a lot. But other teams need that also. So I think you're bringing up a fair point. I think it's something that they should look at. They have to. But again, to me, like, I'm not trading Ramon Laureano for did you lose me on the YouTube?
Yes, it's okay. Keep talking. We'll figure it out.
I'll keep talking. I hit the wrong button. I think I shut the laptop down while I was just sitting here, which I'm capable of doing.
He'll be back in a second.
I'll try to figure it out. But yeah, but to me, I wouldn't want to trade Ramon Laureano for like one guy. You know what I mean?
True.
Like,
It
to me,
has to
I'm
be
just-
a big help.
I would like it to be a help. And I think if Ramon Laureano could get me a position player plus a starting pitcher, maybe that's too wishful. But if that could happen, then yes, I think you have to do it, or at least take a good look at it.
Take a gander
sure.
at it. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Yeah. So
Ramon
I think
Laureano,
you're right.
What do you
I
think
see
about
why
him coming off of his career year? Does that worry you that he had his career year? The second best year of his career was maybe 5 years ago.
Does it worry me? No, I'm hoping that he's just a late bloomer. I think wait, am I back? Hang on.
Not yet.
It took you know what? It only took like 5 minutes or 3 minutes for me to get back. That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
Here I am.
Nice
Sorry.
job.
I won't
Nice job.
touch my computer again. I don't know what I hit, but
It doesn't matter. We're back.
it's hilarious that I still have the ability to sign myself out.
I mean, everybody does.
I'm hoping Ramon Laureano you don't want to say late bloomer, but maybe now that he's figured out, he just keeps going.
Yeah.
So there's always that chance too. But I think you're right, Skraby. He's the kind of guy perhaps that we need to take a look at moving. I don't want to though. I don't want to move any of them. I want
don't
Mason
either.
Miller. I want Morejon. I want my guys. I like my guys.
I do too. I think that we were talking earlier, if they do trade Mason Miller, it has to be something that completely blows away AJ Preller and co. But is that a net zero for the trade of Leo DeVries? I mean, I guess if you're
that's what you got to consider, that right?
Because I guess you're getting some guys back this year, and so it can act as a catalyst. I don't know. It's just there's a lot going on, Chris, and I'm not feeling.
I
very
can't trade
comfortable.
Mason. I can't trade Mason Miller because I already traded Leo DeVries to get Mason Miller.
There we go. That's what. Yeah. It makes complete sense to me to think that way.
I want my guys. I like my guys. I think we still have a good nucleus of a team. I understand that we're going to have a few holes going into the year that we didn't have, but those are opportunities. Somebody can run with it. You never know. I don't want to break up the team too much because I still think that they're good.
I do too. I think that they found something there at the end of last year with the type of guys they brought in. But we'll have to see. I'm hoping that AJ doesn't make any moves until after the new year so that we're, able to comment on them instead of being
By the way, can we what's your Stratomatic guy's name? That broke all the stories yesterday.
He didn't
none of whom
break
came
them.
true.
He did not break those stories, Chris.
He said it may happen by the end of today.
Mark Healy.
Meaning yesterday.
No, but he also said it might not happen. And then he
don't
said,
say it in the first place.
He said there seems to be a lot of buzz that Mets-Padres talks could be coming to a close, perhaps even a deal later today. I don't know any details. I'd keep an eye on Jeff Passan for the next few hours.
Okay, we watched Jeff Passan for the next few hours. Nothing happened. Now what do we do?
Happened. We just keep waiting.
Now what do we do?
We just keep waiting, Chris, until they figure out this deal, whatever the deal is.
You know what? Do me a favor out there. If you follow, what's his name? Mark Healy?
Yes.
No, what is it?
It is Mark Healy.
All right. If you follow Mark Healy, you know what?
Be careful.
Make him pay for being completely wrong and unfollow him. This is the only way we're going to get some of. This is the only way we're going to get some of these people to start, being accurate.
I don't know who's following Mark Healy from San Diego. I really don't.
Well,
but
you might have been. You found this. You found this tweet.
No, I was sent. It was sent to me by our boss Adam Klug.
Well, Well, there you go. And Adam, by the way, Adam Klug, we love him. He's having a rough year with the Falcons, and I get it. So Adam, all praise to you. But Adam is a sucker when it comes for people throwing out trade rumors.
He has to
just
be
the all-time sucker for it.
I appreciate it because sometimes I lock myself away from the trade rumors, and then he'll text me, and I'll be like, you know what? I needed that trade rumor to get me through the day.
But Adam is a sucker for that, man. He falls for it every time.
I don't know that he falls for it. He's just passing it along.
He falls for it.
Okay. Sorry, Adam. I was trying to defend you.
I know, but
all right.
I hope I said enough nice things about him before I said that to make up for it.
I think you're going to need to say like 3 more things nice on the other side.
I know.
We also have the biggest fan on the other side. So we're going to head to break. When we get back, we'll announce biggest fan. We'll also hear from Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. He was on earlier talking about the Padres minor league system. So if you want to hear about that, stay tuned. But we'll be back shortly. Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. I did the whole thing with my microphone off. That was amazing. Listen up, everybody. It is now time for the biggest fan giveaway. So if you signed up, listen for your name right now. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Alyssa. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Gemar. Alyssa Gemar of Vista. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for a grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game with all the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest-fan. Alyssa Gemar of Vista. We need a phonetic pronunciation on some of these names, just so we get it right, because I don't want to just be yelling out wrong names, right, Chris?
I know what you're saying.
Okay, good. Thank you for that, Chris.
I'm
here.
He's
back.
Explain what I did. Explain what I did to everybody. My computer plugs in here, but there's a power pack in the middle, right? So there's a wire that goes into the computer itself. Then that goes into the power pack, and then another wire that comes out the other side of the power pack.
Yes.
And then you plug that into the outlet.
Correct.
Well, I had it plugged into the outlet. I had it plugged into the computer. I had a wire not plugged in on one side of the power pack. So I was getting no power to the computer, and it just gave out on battery.
Tends what's happening.
Anyway, I have it back now.
Yeah, it's good. You know what? Chris is I will give Chris credit for this. When
I'm better, but I'm not there yet.
Well, hey, I said yesterday on the overtime episode that I didn't plug my beard trimmer in all the way, and so I had to use an old beard trimmer, and it ended up cutting my face. But I will say this: when Chris showed up to the show today, he was right there on camera, connected to the app that he needed to be connected to. I have no complaints. I cannot find anything to complain about.
It was better.
What are you reading?
But you know, well, I'm just looking at ESPN to see if there's any late stories. I did see this yesterday that the Houston Rockets coach, Ime
Udoka?
Udi, thank you. Yeah, he's got a tough name. Ime, he was furious. He was furious after their loss last night to Denver. And one of the things he said was that two of the officials working the game had no business even being out there on the floor.
Really?
Like, that's how bad he thought they are.
Wow.
He said they're just so bad that they shouldn't even be working. Now, I would think that the NBA would have to come down and protect its officials with a major fine, right?
I would think so.
But
You
guess
can't
what?
say this stuff.
I know you can't. I mean, even if they are incompetent, you can't say they're incompetent. It's a bad look for the league. But the NBA today came out and said, guess what? We admit to 3 incorrect calls that favored the Nuggets and helped them win that game. Why does the NBA do this to itself?
I don't know.
The NBA is basically admitting that, the officials that Ime called incompetent were basically incompetent. The NBA is saying so.
That's I kind of wish Major League Baseball would do this for umpires. But
right. Yeah, we could have gotten rid of Angel Hernandez a long time ago if we had this kind of, open
line
dialogue.
of communication.
Anyway, the Rockets lost last night, and apparently they shouldn't have lost.
Wow.
And Ime said, the refs shouldn't have been there, and the league said, you're right. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Because we've seen it in the NFL. The NFL the official could make the worst call ever. The NFL is going to stick up for it and fine the coach.
That is true. The NFL will find the coach for sure. All right, we got traffic, and then on the other side, Sam Dykstra of MILB.com.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Watch out, you got a crash on the 78 eastbound at Rancho Santa Fe Road. It takes out the left lane and then jammed on the 15 northbound after 78 with another accident. The 5 northbound at Delmar Heights Road also slows down with a breakdown. The center lane is blocked. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Sue Aller with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Right now, we shift our gears back to the Padres, going down to the farm. MILB, Sam Dykstra joins us here. Sam, how are you, my friend?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We are doing very well. Padres have been, relatively inactive so far during this off season. A lot of speculation on guys being moved. Last year, I think AJ Preller did himself probably one-upped himself, I should say, with the moves he made using the farm system last year. Now, a lot of times, Sam, we don't know about the guys that just were drafted here this past June. You don't really start to hear anything about them until this upcoming season. But in a lot of ways, that is how the Padres have been able to kind of reload in terms of their farm system, has been their draft classes after they've made all of these moves.
Yeah, I always like to think of the Padres farm system as a bit of a conveyor belt, right? Like you take the pieces off the conveyor belt, you think, oh, wait, there's nothing here anymore. And guess what? Something else gets brought up behind it. So every time at the trade deadline, as somebody who does the Padres top 30 for MLB Pipeline, I have a small panic attack because AJ Preller is trading away so many prospects, and I have to backfill the list before we add draft guys. But then they add somebody like Cruz Schoolcraft, and then we seek, external feedback from across the industry, and we continually hear, hey, they got something there in Cruz Schoolcraft, a 6'8" lefty. A lot of the industry seemed to really like him, and getting him, where they did in the draft at number 25 was a pretty good pickup. They continually just retool and refill the system to make more trades again each July or August.
Talking to Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. And I was going to actually ask you about Schoolcraft. What is it that everybody likes about him?
I think for one, obviously the size, being 6'8". I mean, he's got that really good extension. He's a towering presence on the mound. Fastball can already get up to 97. He's got a changeup that's already pretty workable, a slider that can really work. Throws strikes, especially for somebody at that size, can get a little gangly. We'll see how things come around. The most exciting thing for me from him is that he was a two-way player in high school. And I know a lot of guys are two-way players, but he was considering going to college as a first baseman and a pitcher. Now he's going to have that singular focus on the mound. What's going to happen next? How can he take off? We saw two guys with the Mets choose opposite directions with that. Nolan McLean, who's now the top pitching prospect in baseball, he was working both ways as late as last year. And Carson Benj, who was a two-way guy, also at Oklahoma State, went hitting-wise and really took off. I think there's something to taking these guys who can be athletic to both hit and pitch and making them focus on one thing. I think we could see Schoolcraft take off once he's really focused on the mound in 2026.
Sam Dykstra joins us here, MILB. And Sam, let's put the Padres aside. And I want to talk about your processes and kind of peel the curtain back for us a little bit, how this all works, right? I mean, the draft comes, there can't be a ton of time for you guys to see some of these prospects. Some of these guys don't even end up playing the same year that they're drafted. Like, how is the process in kind of bringing on the new guys that have come into the draft class, along with being able to keep your top, 20, 25, whatever it is for each organization?
Yeah, so we have the draft obviously in July, and I work with Jim Callis and Jonathan Mayo, two of the industry leaders at draft coverage, and they are so clued into coming up with a draft top 250. They know everybody in that top 250, and they know names well beyond that. So I'm talking to them a ton about, hey, the Padres took this guy in the third round. What have you heard about him since? So then in August, we do our full update. We incorporate drafted prospects. We rejigger the top 30, move guys up or down depending on how they've played during the season. And that's basically to hold us through the rest of the season, into the off season, when trades happen, when other moves happen, you have a better understanding. But what I'm in right now, the process I'm in right now, is digging into each of these guys individually. Even more so, what can I understand about them? What have maybe they done in instructs back in Arizona behind the scenes? Work doesn't stop just because there is no minor league baseball to be played. They're still working on stuff. I mean, I'm excited to find out this spring what is the new pitch that everybody's adding, right? Like last year it seemed to be the kick change, or before that it was everybody was adding a sinker. Digging in now, it's trying to find out what is that process, what are guys trying to work on and add, or just what is their health. So it's a lot of research at this stage, gobbling up as much video as I can from the minor league season, but knowing these guys are working on so many other things behind the scenes.
That's the other question I have for you. You have to make these decisions on these lists, every year, and you're updating them throughout the year. What level is the hardest in terms of, thinking you have a guy pegged and then all of a sudden it changes? Is there a level, A ball, double A, triple A, where you see it kind of go up and down more?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think it's varied throughout the years, right? For a long time, people thought the biggest jump was from high A to double A.
Yeah.
And that you were starting to see guys at double A who maybe have major league experience. Now, with the difference in the major league ball itself, we're seeing guys' stuff change from double A to triple A. They're having to use the major league ball. Maybe their stuff plays a little differently, especially for the Padres. You go to El Paso, you get shilled there. Trying to balance what a guy's stuff is versus the results can be really difficult for that level. The biggest one for me right now, and this is going to be a little simplistic, but without short season ball, with the jump now going from the Arizona Complex League, there's no, Northwest League, at least in terms of Class A short season, there's no rookie ball away from the complex. I think the jump from the complex to single A in Lake Elsinore is bigger than it's ever been. And we're seeing a lot of guys really stumble out of the gate in that way and get there maybe too early, but there's nowhere else to put them.
You're basically going from not even short season, the campsite to a high A ball, basically.
Kind of. There's just not that intermediate phase, and especially for international players who are just learning what it's like to live stateside, never mind make baseball your job. That's a really steep learning curve. And we're seeing some guys really thrive with it, and we're seeing some guys really struggle with it. And trying to adjust how I understand the game to work and how long that learning curve is going to be is an ongoing process.
Talking to Sam Dykstra here, MILB.com, getting caught up on the Padres farm system. And the Padres are looking for starting pitching at the major league level. And I'm not going to ask you, hey, which guy is going to be the surprise and make the opening day roster? I want to ask you about Matt Waldron. Do you think that Matt Waldron can – why do you think he didn't make as many starts at the major league level last year as he did the previous year?
I think a big thing for that, and Matt Waldron is somebody who's kind of been off my radar for a bit because he's kind of lost prospect status, but I think the knuckleball, on one hand, it's great for unpredictability, right? Like the batter doesn't know where it's going. They're going to swing and miss through it. But also it's tough to bake that into your models, and it's tough to trust a knuckleball these days. You want to know exactly how a pitch is going to act, especially if you're trying to, project how this guy is going to be moving forward. You have such an unpredictable pitch. Some days it's going to be really on. Some days it's just going to be a floater and it's going to get banged. And I think when you are a contending club like the Padres, you just don't have, the space to carry something that's going to be so unpredictable. So I think as cool as it is for Matt Waldron, and I think he's more internet famous because of the MLB The Show, and everybody loves throwing it and screwing with their friends. I just think it's really difficult to make the knuckleball work in 2025 and moving forward into 2026.
Yeah, no doubt. Sam Dykstra, MILB, joins us here. And Sam, last one from me. A lot of conversation around the Padres and Mets. You're hearing a lot about some of these relievers. One of the young relievers that we got to see at the end of the season, and I'm sure you saw a lot of, was Bradley Rodriguez. Is he a guy that can fit as a back-end arm? I mean, especially if the Padres end up moving one of their plentiful bullpen arms, can he be a guy that fits into that mold?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have him right now at number 6 in the Padres system, and I normally don't like doing that for pure relievers, and that's what Bradley Rodriguez is, at least at this stage.
Yeah.
But the stuff really, really plays. I'm a big fan of the changeup. The fastball obviously is going to catch some eyes going 96, 99, but then the changeup just drops off the table compared to that. I think he's got the high octane stuff. He's got the levels of success. We, a few weeks ago, were writing up who is the rookie of the year contender for every club in 2026. And I know, the deck can kind of be stacked against relievers. You really haven't seen one win the Rookie of the Year since Devin Williams in 2020, and that was a weird year. And before that is Craig Kimbrell in 2011. But I think Bradley Rodriguez has the level of stuff. He has the level of experience now to get those high leverage innings in the back of the bullpen, get those strikeouts, and maybe be contending. We'll see how the rest of the class shakes up, but I think he's put himself in a good spot, and credit to the Padres for developing him that way and making the most of his stuff.
No doubt about it. Sam, appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us, man. We'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Thanks to Sam Dykstra, MILB.com. Chris, what do you got on tap for tonight in Fresno?
First thing I got to do is reset the clock in my room. As you see behind Skraby, it's 5:54 p.m. right now.
Yes.
In my room, the clock on the desk says 1:11.
AM or
how do you
PM?
get off
do
by
know?
4.5 hours?
I think it gets
What are
unplugged.
people? I guess. What are people doing? Then we're going to Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh.
Shout out to my Cheesecake Factory people. Nice dinner with the squad tonight. And then we got a ball game tomorrow. But good show tomorrow.
Yes.
We're underway. Everybody at 2 o'clock. Tony will be here. And Sean Lewis, Aztec football coach, going to be on the show at 3:30?
3:40.
Yeah, 3:40. So
Close
looking
enough.
forward to that.
Tune in at 3:30 and wait for 3:40.
Do I have time to tell one quick 30-second thing or no?
Go for it. Yes, go for it. I will adjust so that we can go a little bit over.
Okay, we have to order our food from Cheesecake Factory ahead of time. I just want people to know out there, I refuse to order the most expensive thing on the menu. I don't feel right doing that.
Why? Why?
Because the team's picking up the tab. I don't think I should ever get the most expensive thing.
I don't think that. I get it.
Anybody else think that way?
No. I get it. I'm not going to be ordering the lobster tails from on someone else's
Cheesecake
dime.
Factory's lobster tails.
Lobster
No,
surf
not
and
kidding.
turf or something for like $500. But you ordered a salad. I would have, and you were like, I wanted French fries, but I didn't want to add on. I'm like, get the French fries. They're come on.
I'll order them when I get there.
You'll order them when you get there. How about that? All right. Well, Chris, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for making an effort to be on the show. Skraby Show, final one of the year coming up next. 97.3, The Fan.
Sunday Night Football features